So, yes, any more time you can get together where you are sanctioned and allowed to practice with one another, that would be great. But
yeah, I mean, listen, again, when you hear the enthusiasm in my voice for the game, it's that I've come to a level of acceptance with what the team is and are not, more importantly, and how frustrating that is self-evident. But once you understand that that's just where we're at right now and that there's not some magic wand to wave to remedy that from week to week, like the people that I run into who think, what do you think? You think we're going to win this week? Like when we're playing Clemson, we're playing Notre Dame on the road before those games, just talking to people are like, well, you think we got a no, I don't think we have a shot. We've proved beyond a shadow of a doubt we have no shot. And I appreciate that you think from week to week that things are going to magically get better. The teams we can beat are teams like Samford, Northern Illinois, Louisville. Could have beat Miami. They're bad. What have they lost 4 straight now? Wake, BC. You could beat BC. You can't beat Clemson and Notre Dame. Hell, you can't beat this year's version of Syracuse. To be truthful, I wouldn't want to play Northern Illinois right about now. They've rattled off 4 or 5 straight wins. They're playing hellified defense. I mean, that would be another close game, got to admit. We're not that much better than they are. That was a close game. And it wasn't a fluke. If we played it now, it'd be a close game. They'd play us tough. I'd be a little nervous this weekend.
I'd rather play Miami right now.
I think that's accurate in a weird way. Yeah. So I don't think we're suddenly going to be good, and therefore I'm buoyed by this idea that we're going to transform into some team that we haven't seen all year long. No. I'm accepting of what we are, which is a team in disrepair. We've got to get better. We got to get some kids out of here. We got to find a way to flip a roster, and it doesn't happen overnight, man. Doesn't happen overnight. But it doesn't mean this game. Like, for example, Vegas has Boston College favored by 1.5. Well, why is that, right? Well, it's not a neutral site game. It's here in Tallahassee, so it doesn't matter what that says about what the game would look like if it were in a neutral site. It's not in a neutral site. It's here. Secondly, they're telling you that with a very obvious difference in seasons played to this point, BC's successes, our failures, they still don't think Boston College is that much better than Florida State, and they're right. Based on recruiting rankings, based on overall talent, they're probably right. Now, mindsets may be a lot different. Cohesiveness may be a lot different. Certainty in what you're going to run and how successful it's going to be and why you do it and all that stuff, that might be all different. But in terms of talent, yes, I get why we're only a 1.5 dog right now. Vegas thinks it'll be close. They're not in the habit of just making that stuff up. I think it can be too. Now, what you're trying to do is read between the lines. Do we have it? Do we have it between the ears? Do we have it in the heart? Do we have what is necessary to go out and compete Saturday? Or has that been beaten out of them by the last 3 games? The last 3 games, Clemson, NC State, Notre Dame, have all featured your defense getting run roughshod. Just teams doing whatever the hell they want to do, literally doing whatever they want to do to beat you. They want to run it, they do so. They want to throw it, they do so. So you haven't shown you can do anything to stop people the last 3 weeks. But Boston College's offense is not as good as any one of those last 3 offenses that we've faced. They're not. They're pretty one-dimensional in that way, and you're going to have to find a way to buck up, play tough, play smart, play hard, care to stick your head in there and the run fits, make a tackle, sacrifice your body. If you do that, you'll have a chance. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't show up. Maybe it's been beaten out of them. Maybe they get blown out. It's possible. I'm just saying they got a legitimate shot on Saturday.
You also have to have the aptitude to fit the right gaps. You know, that's also part of it. And you have to have the aptitude to not turn the ball over. That some of that's will, but some of that is contagious too. That's not. I mean, what are we? I saw Corey's tweet from hell yesterday, which
120, whatever we are,
119th, 120th in turnover margin, and 128th or 29th in a ton of other categories.
Yeah, bad teams are ranked poorly in the statistical categories. Yes.
So you got to have the aptitude to give yourself a chance and play something closer to a clean game.
Yep.
You can't allow for penalties to put you behind the chains. You're just not good enough. BC is a step down in competition. Yes. But what it feels like right now for Nole fans is we're all golfers who are excited to golf, and we're in underneath the roof of the shelter shack, and it's pouring. And we're just watching the rain, and there's puddling on the golf course.
Not going to get through golf, yeah.
And we want to play. Well, we're on the 3rd. You know, it's like we started the round, we went through everything, we went warmed up, and we're just watching the golf course get drenched. And there's a different guy every 5 minutes who's like, well, you know, it does look a little bit lighter over there. I think it's blowing this way. So
it's starting to break up, fellas.
But we're all standing there together. and we're just looking at this thing it's going to end at some point. We're going to get back out there, but right now it is pouring.
Trust me. When I tell you that my enthusiasm for Saturday's game and my seemingly upbeat outlook on what's going to happen Saturday isn't born from some belief that we're going to go out and win by 3 touchdowns and that the following week's game during the week of Thanksgiving against the University of Florida will be for anything more than pride or anything like that. It's more about that I think it's a winnable game and that if you find a way to play hard, play smarter, don't turn the football over, make BC earn everything, somehow get a win here, then all of a sudden you have a chance to play in a rivalry game to become bowl eligible, which, given the way the season has looked and how poorly we've played over the last 3 weeks and really for the entirety of the season, would be a hell of a thing to hang your hat on. I'll be honest with you. If this group gets bowl eligible, are you kidding me? With all the deficiencies, whether that be some missteps from the coaches, whether that be physical detriment of the offensive line, whether that be the injuries, whether that be the, again, maybe broken spirit of a football team, all that's it wouldn't erase all the problems, wouldn't erase some of the criticisms, it wouldn't erase some of the moments where we're sitting there watching us get beat like a drum, but it would be a hell of an accomplishment, and I do think it would be one that could potentially be used as something that propels you towards a better day.
Well, what it does, too, if it were to happen, is it puts you in a good position to recruit against Florida. It makes the players' dorms in Tallahassee a little bit happier for official visits when kids come here and they're hosted by players who are currently on the roster. People are a little bit more upbeat, saying, all right, we rode out the worst of it, and what can we do together now with you as somebody who's in the fold? You just can't completely collapse here. For me, that number one goal is not necessarily, I said on Monday, the bowl streak, because everybody goes to a bowl these days, and if we were held to that standard, the lost decade, all those things, we wouldn't have made bowls 10 years ago if the bowl system was like it was in the 80s or the 90s when this thing was really rolling. But I need this recruiting class not to completely fall apart because we're dysfunctional and we do give up. So that's what of course I want to win week to week. And of course I want to go to a bowl because that means we beat BC and Florida, which is great. But I'm hoping that we don't go in the tank here and have some kids that are firmly in our camp ready to sign the line that is dotted say, well, wait a minute. It looks like there's major dysfunctions going on there.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. It's certainly a possibility. But I'm not sure that even if they lose these next 2 games and they don't have a lot of fight, that you lose a lot of the class. I think they're probably selling them on you're the kind of person that can help change this, and playing time is pretty available. I mean, you can see we're recruiting you to come to a place that's had some real problems, and we need your help to do this. That message wouldn't shift, and those guys are still verbally committed at this late date. I mean, that's...
No, what I'm saying is if you further collapse, if let's say you go on from instead of speculating as to the different shades of gray between going through the motions and quitting, you're just straight quitting. I mean, I just want to make sure that we're not at DEFCON 5 here, man. That's all. And if we're not, then we're going to have a chance in both of these games.
Yeah, because the next 2 opponents are beatable. Doesn't mean you'll beat them, but they are beatable. They're not real good. I mean, they're not Notre Dame. They're not Clemson. Hell, to some extent, I mean, BC is certainly along the same lines as an NC State, but we thought we could win that game. We hadn't gotten off to such a terrible start offensively, and defensively, against the run. We could have been in that game. We ended up putting over 400 yards passing on them and then the 4 touchdowns and all of that. So, you got to stop doing the things that Willie keeps talking about, the fact that we need to stop doing, right? He keeps saying that after every press conference. It's a broken record. We're tired of hearing it. But he's not wrong. That does have to stop. Now, when it doesn't stop for as many weeks in a row as it's gone on, you begin to lose faith that it's going to. I'm in complete understanding of that.
Well, and there is absolute validity to the point saying that, Clemson and Notre Dame are not like Boston College. One is not like the other two. If you're just talking about,
exactly.
We've competed with lesser teams. And obviously, Boston College is a lesser team than Clemson. Just look at the result in the field. That's BC gearing up for the game of the season, and they put together 100-plus yards of offense. I mean, that's it. That's all you got.
Oh, granted, their quarterback got taken out early in that game. Got taken the hell out, indeed. Well, I mean, my goodness.
To the hospital we go.
That was a shot.
And I watched War Games yesterday when I was at
Great
home sick.
Game. That's a good, good movie. Good movie to watch while sick. Not the reboot. You watched the original.
No.
Oh, good job.
And I should note, it's DEFCON 1 is critical mass, not 5. 5 would be all clear. We'll be at DEFCON 5 if we could go 7-6, and that means we win the next 2 in a bowl game. Because then for recruiting purposes, everybody's singing Kumbaya, and who can help replace these sorry seniors? That's an easier thing to recruit.
Much
right
easier
now,
sell.
4-8.
Much easier sell.
4-8 with a tank job with 2 games at home where there's 40,000 people in the stands. You know what I mean?
That's when you step in that living room and go, you can see how desperately we need you, Roger. I mean, would you look at this? We got nobody going to the games. We're terrible. Yeah. But you're going to start next year and showcase all of the skills that have me sitting on your couch right now. That's what you're going to do. You're going to be a part of something special.
Coach, I want to be at a winner, too. Are we going to do that?
Well, with you, Roger. People like you.
Why, Coach? I thought you'd never say those words.
We got football tonight, baby. Little Buffalo at Ohio. I'm interested. You hear me? Yeah, we got 2 games tonight, I think it is. You got 3 games tomorrow. Got a couple Friday games, Tom. Hold on. Do not go into that good night. It's all the football you can stand, because this is where we buckle in and all start to realize and mourn the departure of the season that we so eagerly awaited, only to fall flat on our faces again.
Yeah, our defense needs to rage against the dying of the light this Saturday, buddy.
Well done. Once more into the breach. I like it.
Little Billy Shakes.
My seat.
From the notebook of James Naismith to the halls of the Donald L. Tucker Center, the game of basketball has always been a Tallahassee fan favorite. The Seminole basketball team welcomes you the opportunity to become a bench warmer. You never know when your number's getting called. Fans now have the opportunity to purchase a $175 lower-level season ticket and sit in a different seat every game. You could sit courtside as the Noles host Duke, Florida, Notre Dame, Miami, and Louisville. It's the best thing since sliced bread, and all for only $175. Purchase your tickets and become a bench warmer. Call 888-FSU-NOLE or visit Seminoles.com today.
Selling your home? Looking to buy? Go to Manasa.com now. Joe Manasa Real Estate.
It's that time of year again where you get to shop for the naughty and the nice. Make it easy. Super Lube it with a Super Change card. Visit any of our 19 area Super Lube locations, buy 3 oil changes and get 1 free. And for a limited time, you'll also receive a free fuel system cleaner. Super Lube. It's quick and convenient, and you never need an appointment. Hurry in and get your Super Change card plus a free fuel system cleaner today.
How I love to Super Lube my car, lube my car. How I love to Super Lube my car. Yes, sir.
I give to you easy laundry service from my friends at Wash Around the Clock. Oh, buddy, this is a game changer. If you're like me, your life is hectic. Between work, school, your kids' sporting events and activities, well, it leaves you precious little time to kick back and take a load off. About the last thing you want to do is hours of laundry, but there it sits, staring at you, taunting. No more. That's right. More watching, less washing. Save hours of valuable time when you sign up not doing laundry with easy laundry service from Wash Around the Clock. Whether it's dry cleaning or just plain laundry, Wash Around the Clock's easy laundry service will pick up and deliver at your home or office. So sign up for free today at easylaundry.net, or you can give them a call, 850-597-9007. Again, sign up today at easylaundry.net. Oh, and by the way, I got you. Use promo code JCS20 and save 20%. That's promo code JCS20. You're saving 20% on your first order. That's easylaundry.net from Wash Around the Clock.
With a Bloomberg Business of Sports report, I'm Michael Barr. The New York Yankees are moving forward with plans to buy back the YES Network, the regional sports network that was sold to 21st Century Fox Incorporated 4 years ago. According to a person familiar with the matter, the Yankees have relayed their intentions to both Fox and Walt Disney Company. Disney is poised to acquire most of Fox in a $71 billion deal. The person who asked not to be identified said the Yankees lined up financing from several strategic investors. Bloomberg News reported in June that the Yankees had the right to buy back Yes in the event Fox put it up for sale, setting the stage for the current discussions. Premium sports eyewear brand Nike Vision has teamed up again with two-time NBA Finals MVP Kevin Durant for his 2018 KD eyewear collection. The collection boasts sophisticated shapes and patterns and colors. And that is a Bloomberg Business of Sports report. I'm Michael Barr.
Indeed knows finding the right hire takes time away from your business.
Hiring a qualified data engineer felt like a second job.
More job seekers use Indeed than any other site, so there's no better place to find someone with the skills you're looking for.
I needed someone with a master's in computer science and database experience.
Plus, Indeed screener questions help you find your shortlist fast.
Now I'm back to having just one job.
See why more than 3 million companies worldwide use Indeed to hire. Post your job at Indeed.com/hire. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Source.com score total visits.
Alpha seems more elusive today. Is it because so many go after it the same way? Chasing after short-term returns? Instead of getting caught up with the crowd, the investment managers at PGIM take a long-term view. Uncovering opportunities for Alpha while anticipating unforeseen risk has powered our rise to a top 10 global asset manager. Partner with PGIM, the global investment management businesses of Prudential Financial Inc. Learn more at pgim.com. That's pgim.com.
Headed to the new Gordos, 'cause Eddie hit a home run just like the old Gordos. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Jeff, I'm sitting right here, man. Why do you always speak about me in the third person?
Loving the new Gordos.
You gotta quit singing, man.
Got the outside deck. When the weather shifts, I'm gonna sit outside at the new Gordos.
Are we ever gonna get there? Can you speed up, please?
Lots of TVs.
1460 Market Street.
Woo-hoo.
You're locked in with the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Reminder to head over to College Town, Madso, the social agreement. You and a buddy splitting one order of wings, 2 Madso burgers, 2 bourbons, 2 ales, all for just $40. What are we doing here? Yeah! Township is good in that same area for Taco Thursday. $2 tacos are tasty. Tacos are good. $2, $10, $7, but $2 is cheap. Centrale offers 50% off select pizzas all day, every Thursday. So gear up to head over there tomorrow, folks, or today if you want. But tomorrow are the deals. Fit for all ages. Parking is solved. It's free. Great food, great service. Visit ThursdaysInCollegetown.com for more details. I see you invoked Wheezy into the conversation for our YouTube troubles previous, but our YouTube troubles are no more. They are working just fine. Wheezy says, I'm here. I'm awake. What's up? What are we doing?
Wheezy's about, 10 days away from making it through another football season.
It's just not possible. I actually said at the time, all right, Wheezy, let's do this one more time. And if you get me through this season, I'll retire you before you crash, before you die on the job, before we work you to death.
Is that the same conversation Willie had with DeAndre?
Well, I thought Willie should have that conversation to him before the Notre Dame game. DeAndre, we're starting you not because I like you, not because I think you're any better than, say, James Blackman, but at this point, I'm not getting that other kid killed. Go out there and take this ass kicking for the team, and I'll remember you fondly, as much as you've given me evidence not to. There you go. I'll sign off wherever you want to go. Let's go.
Maybe we'll have the Wheezy conversation with Dickerson next season. One more ride. Come on, big 6'7".
It's like Landon is that offensive lineman for the Broncos in the Super Bowl or the AFC Championship game. Talking to Peyton Manning. My arm. I can't feel my arm. Come on, Sheriff. One more time. I'll ride with you, Sheriff. One more time. Okay.
You know Brock doesn't have the constitution for this, but you do, Sheriff.
I need you, Sheriff. Your physical tools are limited. I remember you back in the day. We used to conquer the West together, and those days are gone, but today is here, and it's now. I need you.
Don't you remember Saturdays with Saturday? Jeff was a great player.
The idea of him having Saturdays with Saturday. You know, I was thinking, Jeff, we should go over to your house and do Saturdays with Saturday. Wouldn't that be something?
Is that what it is, Peyton?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't being paid. I was the lineman.
Oh, sorry.
I wasn't being Peyton there. I was the lineman. Yeah. Anyhow, YouTube is up and running. Wheezy makes it through this year. I don't like to give free advertising, but this leads me to another point. I almost abandoned Wheezy. For those that don't know, Wheezy's my computer. She's hung in there since, I think, did I get Wheezy at the old CC?
I think you did. I think you got it for the transition. I think that's when Wheezy came into play.
Yeah. I was gearing up for the departure.
No comment.
Well, I mean, listen, when you're offered to be a consultant, you just don't not listen. So here's the thing about all the consulting and the purchase of Wheezy. We've been through some things. We've been together here at ESPN Radio for, well over 5 years now. And it's exciting that she made it this far along. But time is about up, and I don't want Wheezy to die on the job. Nobody wants to see that. And I'll have to move it along. But what I did was I found myself in Costco. I was there. And two things stood out to me. A, there was a great deal on a laptop. And I started thinking to myself, well, I'm going to have a conversation with Wheezy. Time's up. That just looks like a much more efficient, smaller laptop, more powerful than my current one. I can put it in my back pocket. It's just amazing. Okay, so there was that. I almost cheated on Wheezy with a new one from Costco.
Yeah.
And then B, there are a lot of people that limp at Costco. Just a lot of people that have some sort of physical malady that causes them to limp. Limpers all over Costco. I've never seen anything like it. I've gone to a lot of stores where you might presume that people are going to be limping. But nobody limps as much as the folks that go to Costco. I have no idea why, but they do. Around every aisle, that dude's limping. That guy's limping. Look at her. She's got a limp, too.
Well, at least they don't give them scooters like Disney World does.
Oh, they'd be cluttering up the aisles. It's like a modern NBA game with the size of the players. But it's weird. I'm not even kidding about that. I have no idea why. But the last two times, my wife, Christy, was slapping me on the arm because I go, look, there's another limper. But
That sounds about right. I'm sure at a volume that would carry.
But, I mean, I don't think they identify themselves as limpers, so they're probably not in tune to it. Like, you just hear somebody talking about limp, and even if you have a limp, you don't think they're immediately talking about your limp. I don't think so. Unless it's so pronounced that people have a habit of going, look at the way he limps. But I'm saying it is uncanny. Go to Costco. Go. I guarantee you run into somebody that limps. Don't physically run into them. They won't be able to hold up. But if you go, I'm telling you, you're going to find a limper. And I'm not judging them. It's a limp. I'm not judging them. That is a fact. I'm bald. I have no hair. If somebody goes, you got no hair, I don't go, oh, you son of a bitch. I mean, I don't. That's okay. It's all right. I'm not worried about it. I'm saying they got a limp, and I'm not walking up to them and going, you got a limp. But I'm from a distance pointing to them and going, hey, there's another limper. You can tell we're in Costco.
It's Kaiser Sose. He hasn't revealed himself yet.
It's unbelievable.
He's a faker.
Whether you're in the vegetable aisle, whether you're actually getting new batteries, looking at laptops.
This man walks.
No, I don't care that they don't. I'm just, hey, they like wholesale as much as the next guy. I got you. But there's something about what Costco
provides. I've never been sure of anything more in my entire life.
There's something about what's going on at the Costco that is uncanny. I'll have to ask young Matthew, Director Matthew, who goes over to the other place that's just like that. A lot of limpers there. You ever see? You're probably not noticing it? No.
He's not noticing it. No.
Okay. I'm going to swing by before the weekend just to see.
So I think you should have to keep Wheezy until we win 7 regular season games.
She won't make it. That'll be next year.
At
maybe
the soonest.
At the soonest.
That's scheduled, though.
She can't make another year. That ain't happening. I can't.
We beat Boise and Jacksonville. We're in business.
Listen, we need to pull a Bill Snyder. And there's certain games that you can't, they're on the schedule. We're in the ACC. You can't get around it. You got to play Miami. And at the end of the year, out of conference, you got to play Florida. What are you going to do? But we need to find a way, pay off the right people, do whatever you got to do to schedule down the way that Bill Snyder did to get that Kansas State program where they were. Schedule as many softies as possible. I want all the Sanfords of the world on our schedule. And I want them at home so I can, fulfill that quench, that thirst for blood. I want to go there, beat them like a drum, and take great pride in our victory, knowing that it takes us one step closer to being bowl eligible, which has been in question the last couple of years. Got to take what you can. Baby steps, Tom.
Yeah, for Wheezy, you think she's thinking about tomorrow? No, she's trying to get you to 6 p.m.
If you're a Costco patron, it's a baby limps. But you got to do what you got to do. Just get there. Just get there. Keep working.
Of course, the pickles are on the other end of the aisle.
Here, blue string.
Completing our descent and will arrive in TLH shortly.
Oh, I'm so happy to be home.
Once we land, you can take off again with savings from the City of Tallahassee.
What do you mean?
The City of Tallahassee offers rebates for up to $300 in savings when you purchase energy-efficient appliances.
Wow, that would be a huge help.
The city also offers free energy audits.
What's an energy audit?
It's when an energy auditor comes to your home at the time that's convenient for you, examines your structure, and checks your energy and water systems. Then, they recommend changes that could save you energy, water, and money. The city also offers free ceiling insulation grants for qualifying customers.
Man, the city sure offers a lot of ways to save money. Once we land, I will check out all of the products and services the city has to offer. This makes me proud to call Tallahassee home.
Thank you for flying with us today. Don't forget that you can take off with savings with the City of Tallahassee. From rebates for Energy Star appliances to insulation grants. You can save energy, water, and money. Visit talgov.com for more information.
Guys, when that little voice in your head suddenly tells you, hey, it's time to get your hair in the game, then it's time to check in online at sportclips.com/check-in.
Time to claim your spot.
Hear that? That's the sound of your hair reminding you that anytime is a good time to log on, check in, and reserve your spot at your favorite Sport Clips for a fresh cut, legendary hot steam towel, and massaging shampoo. No matter if it happens at the gym, while grabbing a quick lunch, or trying to line up a putt, you can't deny your hair. So do it a favor by checking in online at sportclips.com/check-in. We'll tell you when to arrive to be just in time for your Sport Clips MVP haircut experience while you surround yourself with sports on TV. Check it out today and claim your spot wherever you are. Just go to sportclips.com/check-in. At Sport Clips, getting a game-changing haircut is easier than ever.
Time to claim your spot.
You smell that?
I smell football.
No, dude, that's Mellow Mushroom.
Football season is in the air, and Mellow Mushroom is cooking up all their favorites to help you do tailgating right. Don't drag out that grill and cooler. Just load up your tailgate crew and leave the preparations to them. With daily food and drink specials, plus loads of TVs and cool AC, the closest place to the stadium is also the best spot in town. Come before the game to fill up on homemade pizza, subs, and calzones, or come after to celebrate another Seminole victory with a full bar, huge selection of domestic, import, and craft beers, and a restaurant full of passionate Seminole fans.
Tallahassee has always loved the Corner Pocket Bar and Grill on Appalachia Parkway for its delicious food, cold drinks, and Vegas wall of 8 50-inch flat-screen TVs. Now, the Corner Pocket gives you a new reason to start off every week at the CP, Monday Night Mania. Enjoy 50-cent wings and $5 domestic pitchers of beer every Monday night from 7:30 till 11 p.m. That's right, 50-cent wings and $5 domestic pitchers as you enjoy Monday night on the gridiron. The Corner Pocket Bar and Grill and Monday Mania. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
Hi, I'm Jesse Ross, owner and co-founder of Lake Tribe Brewing right here in Tallahassee. When my father, my two brothers, and I started Lake Tribe, we had one simple goal: to create great tasting quality craft beer that reflects our love for the great outdoors and have some fun along the way. If you're in town with 80,000 of your like-minded friends, stop by the brewery off West Tharp Street for a pint or a flight of our vast selection of Lake Tribe beer on tap, or stop by at the next gathering of the Garnet and Gold. We're open Thursdays and Fridays 4 to 9 and Saturdays from 1 to 9. Lake Tribe Brewing, find your native spirit.
Barry knows cool, he's keeping you comfortable. Barry knows cool, you can put him to the test.
For a limited time, receive up to a $400 trade-in bonus when you upgrade to a Select Carrier home comfort system. Plus, you can now quickly and easily schedule an appointment, purchase or renew your service agreement, or pay your bill from your mobile device at BaranoAC.com. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Barano Heating and Air. It's that easy. Florida license CAC 057652.
What gives one company the edge over another? Maybe it's not one thing. Maybe it's taking care of lots of things that help a business run smoothly. In other words, Cintas. Cintas has products that help your people stay safe and apparel programs that convey the right image. They service fire protection equipment, deliver and stock restroom supplies, and make sure facilities are clean and ready. Because when all those things work together, you're in business.
Oh, I'm ready.
Get Cintas and get ready for the workday.
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and pick up 5 quarts of O'Reilly Full Synthetic Motor Oil and a MicroGuard filter for $24.99. Extend the life of your vehicle and save money with 5 quarts of O'Reilly Full Synthetic Motor Oil and a MicroGuard filter for $24.99. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Here's what's happening. Kevin Durant says he and teammate Draymond Green haven't been able to hash out any issues that may be lingering after their verbal confrontation during and after Monday night's overtime loss. Green suspended by the Warriors for last night's game for conduct detrimental to the team. Durant only giving short answers when discussing the suspension and his relationship with Green. He did say he believes he and Green will be able to talk about what happened in the near future. By siding with Durant over Green, the Warriors show that Durant is the most powerful player in the NBA, believes ESPN's Brian Windhorst.
Every step the Warriors take this year comes with worry about what's going to happen with Durant in the future. And the fact that they rallied behind Durant and took position against a very volatile player in Draymond Green shows me that Durant has all the cards here. And it's not just because he's a free agent, because if he were to leave, he would change the entire balance of power in the NBA.
Green expected back tomorrow in Houston. Jimmy Butler set to make his 76ers debut tonight against the Magic. Butler in the starting lineup, along with Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, J.J. Redick, and Wilson Chandler, which means that Markelle Fultz is now officially coming off the bench. NFL, no judgment from Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger when it comes to running back Le'Veon Bell's decision to not report by yesterday's deadline, which made him ineligible to play this season. Roethlisberger said to each their own on what they want to walk away from. Browns GM John Dorsey said interim coach Greg Williams will interview for Cleveland's full-time head coaching job. NHL Penguins GM Jim Rutherford made good on his threat to make changes if the team's early season slump continued. Pittsburgh's dropped 6 of 7, currently sits 14th in the Eastern Conference. Today, the Pens traded winger Carl Hagelin, a contributor on back-to-back Stanley Cup winning teams, to the Kings for winger Tanner Pearson.
Broadcasting live from the AmeriGas Propane Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Chiefs-Rams game gets moved. That's not a shocker after looking at that field. Stupid that the NFL continues to sell off their games and an effort to, globalize the sport. I know that's what you're supposed to do. Fields are always terrible. I mean, even when they play in London, the fields are always awful. People just slip sliding all over the damn place. Can never get the turf right.
You're always very slick. Looks like you go for a real awesome slip and slide without dousing the field.
Hence the players, scoring goals, sliding on their knees for a block.
Yeah.
I mean, because you can. But this is just silly. You know what's interesting? Le'Veon Bell's situation. I've heard a lot of interesting thoughts on what that means and whether or not he screwed that up or anything like that. Here's what I think about the Le'Veon Bell situation, is that it was handled odd. It was quirky the way he's working out at a fitness center and stuff, and he's playing pickup basketball and goes to Pittsburgh to hang out but not show up and all. So that's weird. But these people that are saying things like, oh, well, he's cost himself 14.5 and he'll never be able to get that back. Are you kidding? That guy's going to get a deal worth $30 to $40 million guaranteed this offseason. He basically took a year off to save the tread on the tire because things had gotten so toxic between he and the Steelers that the relationship couldn't be rebuilt. Now, I'm not saying he's not at fault for that, but I am saying once you've come this far, screw it.
Well, and if you looked at, I think Bucky Brooks had this on Twitter yesterday, where if you look at the guarantees that they were willing to offer him in the last offer that he rejected, I don't know how many he did, it might have been just one, it didn't amount to the number that he would have gotten if he had been tagged in back-to-back years. It would have been fewer dollars in guarantees. So it never made any sense for him to say yes to it. I think the numbers were, and forgive me if they're off by a little bit, but somewhere in the neighborhood of they were offering 30 and it would have been 34 that would have been coming his way.
Right.
So why would I say yes to fewer guaranteed dollars just so you could have control of me for longer? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't handle his business in a way that, always seemed to make sense. But I do think long-term, this idea that he's never going to see, a huge contract again is nuts. Because I was looking today, I tried to look it up. I wanted to see how many teams had the cap space and need for a running back of his caliber. Where would, for example, where would he be perhaps willing to, accommodate a position of need coupled with they're a team on the rise and I can be a part of the solution long term, maybe not immediately, but in the next 2 to 3 years. Because with the running back, that tread goes quick, right?
Yeah. I mean, you're paying for 2 years a Le'Veon Bell with whatever deal you're getting. You hope for 3 or 4, but you're paying for 2, right?
Right. So there are a select number of teams that kind of would fit the bill for him and that would be willing, I think, to pay good money, like $40 million guaranteed money to a Le'Veon Bell because they're either close or they think they've got a chance within the next 2 to 3 years. Oddly, one of those teams that would seem to make a lot of sense. For example, one that wouldn't would be the Raiders. The Raiders look to be a disaster, but they're going to have all kinds of cap space, and they need a running back. They could go do that, but he's never going to say yes to that. He's not unless he wants to go to Las Vegas because he likes Las Vegas or something. I don't know. Maybe.
Or Gruden offers him 75 guaranteed or some nonsense.
Yeah, but I mean, that doesn't make sense. They're one of the teams that fall in the category that I'm talking about, but it doesn't seem like one that he would choose because they're seemingly a million miles away. But the teams that have the best chance, I would think, and have the need and play in a market that might interest him and could be decent soon would be the Colts and the Texans. The Colts are suddenly emerging, and, man, I just knew it. We all did. Man.
It was out of our hands.
Have you watched that clip of Nelson again this week?
The one with the audio.
Oh.
He sounds like Ovechkin.
He's nuts. He's exactly what you want. He is everything you want. And he is burying people every week for the Colts. Just destroying people. Last week it was the Jags. He's pulling, get you some of this. Bam! I've watched the highlight reel on that kid this year, and it makes me mad because he's better than even I said he would be. He's like worthy of the number one pick. He's so good.
Yeah, he's the first offensive lineman to ever win Offensive Rookie of the Month. But we didn't have a chance to pick him.
I know. I'm not mad at us. I'm just mad. I'm mad that the Colts did the right thing and drafted the right guy. I'm mad that one more spot, he would have been ours. I'm mad it got so close, that close, and he's a difference maker times 10. You may go there. Their offensive line is emerging. Luck can play. You might have a shot. Plus, playing indoors, might be willing to look there. The Texans are really intriguing, by the way. That's a good football team.
Yeah, we go back and forth on them, but yes, right now, yeah.
Yeah, I was wrong about them earlier. I didn't think they were great. They're playing better. They're not elite, I guess is what I should have said instead of, I shouldn't have said they're not good. They're just not elite. Texas would be a place you could go.
How about Green Bay? Do they have the cap room?
Maybe, but I actually think they've got a kid that they should keep giving the ball to.
The Jones kid's good.
Yes, he's good. He's real good.
But you could elongate his career by, giving in to Le'Veon for a couple of seasons.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. The Jones kid makes sense because he'll never be the featured star. That always has to be Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers damn well wants a running game. I just don't know if Le'Veon Bell wants to go play in Green Bay. That's a toughie.
Well, he's gone from one cold to the other.
Yeah, but Pittsburgh is a well, I understand Green Bay is a darling in the league, but from a selling yourself standpoint, it can be difficult, I would think. Not Aaron Rodgers because he's Aaron Rodgers, but nobody else emerges there.
I'd love to get some run checks with Aaron Rodgers as my quarterback, though. That'd be
not
pretty
bad.
cool.
The Jets have all the money to do it, too, but you don't want to. Well, the only reason the Jets, and they fit in the category in terms of where you'd maybe listen because the money is there and the market is certainly there. He'd be a superstar there. But, man, I don't think they're close.
No, and Saquon's the bigger star in your market anyway.
Saquon's legit badass. I watch him run against.
The list isn't that long, though, is it?
No, it's not a big list. He's going to sign with one of the places I just mentioned, pretty much, unless somebody really does something unexpected.
Like the Dolphins. Doesn't it feel like the Dolphins are just going to come get Le'Veon Bell and he's going to be terrible in Miami?
I wouldn't sign there if I were him. I mean, if my options are Indianapolis right now or the Dolphins, I'm going to Indianapolis. It feels like they're closer than certainly the Dolphins are. Or the Texans. Wouldn't you go to the Texans before you'd go to either?
Probably, yeah. I mean, if I were him, I'd think about partnering up with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Because now you have two backs. And
I don't think they have the money.
Maybe they don't.
I remember looking
Maybe
at it, I don't think they do. I got to double check. They might, but I don't think so. I don't think they were on that list, on that short list of people that seem to have the right combination of a team on the come, in the right market, with the cap space available, and the need.
Tampa would have the need and the cap space if they had a new coach that could inspire.
Good God, man. Such a poorly run organization, and every day we get to laugh at them again, but at least I believe it takes us one step closer to firing that coward of a head coach.
So we'll hire another one that will be fired in the next 3 years.
We'll see. That's what bad organizations do, so you're not wrong to assume as much, but sometimes you get lucky. Rams were terrible. They hired a damn 17-year-old coach.
Yes,
Came in there and shocked the world.
Yeah, I think he's younger than me.
I mean, it's crazy.
What have I done with my life?
Well, I mean, no, it's nuts, right? I mean, they had certainly the interview process revealed that guy had something going for him. He was sharp as a tack, work ethic unquestioned, all those things. But you're taking a flyer on a guy that age that's not done it. And it turned out, aces. He's a beast. What he can't get them to do is play defense, though, despite all of those signings. They don't stop anybody.
Could San Francisco use a back? You get Garoppolo, that offense with that bright mind?
I love that bright mind, and you think San Francisco's close?
I don't know. They could be close to wild card territory, but you're not running down the Rams. You probably need 2 more years before the cap gets to the Rams, right?
That's not a bad idea just in terms of great coaches.
Yeah, he's going to put you in
offensive minds.
position.
Well, yeah, he's a great offensive mind. Yeah, it's maybe not so bad. It's tough. I doubt it. Hey, get a good night's sleep. Think about it. That's what you do. You do so on MyPillow. Woohoo! You want quality sleep that has you feeling like a new person? Well, you're not going to find it with MyPillow, because here's the deal. It's just a pillow. It doesn't change who you are as a human being. It just makes you feel better when you wake up in the morning because you had a good night's sleep. That's true. That part of it's true. Not I'm a new person altogether. Hey, I'm 47 when I went to bed. I'm 27 today. Nope. Just a nice, comfortable sleep. Love MyPillow. Sleep on it every night. So does my wife. You can too. All you got to do is go to MyPillow.com. Click on the buy one, get one free special. Use my promo code 979ESPN. Here's what happens when you do that. You get one free pillow when you buy one at a regular price. Take advantage of their best offer ever. Do it now. Go to MyPillow.com and click on the buy one, get one free special. Use the promo code 979ESPN. And here's the deal. Money-back guarantee has now been extended through March the 1st. Used to be 60 days. Now it's all the way through March the 1st. Take advantage now. Go to MyPillow.com. Use the promo code 979ESPN.
Yo, this is your cup holder talking. You know me, the little round thing between your car seats. Now, listen, we need to talk. Now, I normally have a nice cold bottle of Mountain Dew in me, but at the moment, I'm empty. That's right, no Mountain Dew. Nothing in here but a couple of quarters and a dime. A fully capable cup holder like me just carrying your loose change, it's embarrassing. Look, I'm not made for loose change. I'm round like a bottle of Mountain Dew. Glistening, cold, and delicious. I'm made to keep Mountain Dew within reach at all times, so you're never far from that incredible bold citrus kick whenever you need it. Just inches from your hand. So find a store already, grab some Dew, toss it back, then place that bottle where it belongs, and put that loose change back in your pocket. Mountain Dew. Do the Dew.
Save on unlimited rides and admission to the 2018 North Florida Fair, November 8th through 18th. $15 Super Saver Pass, good for Thursday, November 8th or Tuesday, November 13th. $25 VIP Pass, good for any day. On sale now at RCD Shell Stations or NorthFloridaFair.com.
Hi, Chris Kraft for Kraft Nissan. We have all felt the impact of Hurricane Michael across the Florida Panhandle. While Tallahassee was beat up and bruised, our neighbors from Apalachicola to Panama City, their lives will be changed forever. Hearts and prayers go out to all affected. And while there is devastation, there is hope, because Floridians are strong and we take care of our own. I have traveled with the Red Cross and have seen much of the devastation in person. The pouring in of help from volunteers that are neighbors and strangers alike is incredible and is what makes us all proud to be Americans. Also, if your vehicle was damaged by the storm, you automatically qualify for Nissan's factory employee pricing, which is up to $1,500 under invoice. In addition, you keep all rebates or 0% interest on most models. And Nissan Corporate has just announced no payments until 2019. It's Nissan's way of helping our neighbors, and Kraft Nissan will put an additional $1,000 on all trades. But my main message today is to do what you can do to continue helping, whether your time or your treasure. This is going to be a long process, but I promise you, Kraft Nissan will continue to help until the job is done.
This football season, cater your tailgate with Guthrie's. Guthrie's is a family-owned and operated restaurant that has been proudly in business for over 50 years. Since 1978, everybody has been falling hard for those golden fried chicken fingers, crispy fries, buttery Texas toast, creamy coleslaw, sweet tea, and of course, the signature sauce. Guthrie's is perfect for a school night dinner, tailgate party, or both. 2 Tallahassee locations, North Monroe Street or 1818 West Tennessee. Guthrie's Chicken, creator of the original chicken finger box and sauce.
Games for Less, the only locally owned and operated gaming store in town, has Tallahassee's largest selection of new and used video games and game systems. The future of video gaming is at Games for Less, where they have both the PS4 and Xbox One. It's time to trade in your old systems and elevate your gaming experience now. Games for Less is also your headquarters for the best in retro gaming. Atari 2600, original Nintendo, Super NES, or Sega Genesis, you name it. They got it at Games for Less. Games for Less, the Super Walmart Shopping Center on Appalachia Parkway. Give them a call today at 850-219-3535. That's Games for Less.
Pay off credit card debt with a personal loan from Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Life can add up quickly, like when your youngest needed braces the same week as your oldest tuition was due. And then you got hit with a vet bill for the real baby of the family. Debt happens. It's how you get out that counts. Get a personal loan from Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Fixed interest rates, monthly payment options, and no fees, ever. Learn more at Marcus.com.
This is the Jeff Cameron Show. Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio. Curious if the Noles make it a game at halftime. I'm just working to halftime. We'll worry about 4 quarters later. Can you get me to halftime, guys? Get me to halftime. Just a little bit of halftime.
The Noles making it a game at halftime, or
Yeah,
it's just
making
two
it a
bad
game.
football teams and it's a 7-point game at the break?
No. They're making it a game. BC is not a bad football team. BC is 7-3 and has earned it. They've got a tough schedule. They play hard. They're well coached. They do what they do. They are exactly who you think they are. They'll be very physical. They're going to come in here with a plan. Anthony Brown says he's doing great. Had a great day of practice, so it looks like he's going to be back playing for them. Not that he's the be-all, end-all for quarterbacks, but he's a guy that kind of makes their offense go with his legs at times when he has to. So you got to make him beat you throwing the football. The whole key to this game is shutting down the run. If you can do that, easier said than done, is doing that and making him throw.
It's almost like playing an option team in the sense that you are selling out to stop the run. Brown is going to have 4 to 5 open throws for big plays and or touchdown-type plays. Does he make them? Does he make 1 out of 5?
I'm going to
make 4 out of 5.
I'm going to make him make it. He might very well take advantage of our extremely giving secondary. It may be that they are able to make plays they don't consistently make against other secondaries, Tom, but I'm going to find out Saturday because they are not going to beat me running the ball. Right? Christian Wilkins just laid that kid out to the tune of he had to go to the hospital. Now, I don't root for that, but I'm saying he's coming off of that. I'm sure he's going to be a little sore. You keep him in the pocket and let him throw the football. Do not let them just hand the ball off, run downhill, beat you up physically, demoralize you in the first quarter. It's not a game. You can see that happening too. It happened last year. Do not do that.
The Florida State basketball team has the best record in the nation at home the last 2 years.
Three-point shot, it's good again!
The Tucker Center is a house of horrors for opponents. Don't miss the best ticket in town, the ACC Pack. Come see the nation's best basketball right here in Tallahassee for as low as $99. The Noles host Duke, Notre Dame, Miami, Louisville, and more inside the Tucker Center. College basketball is taking the capital city by storm. Don't get left out. Purchase your ACC Pack today. Call 888-FSU-NOLE or visit Seminoles.com today.
Need help moving? Two Men and a Truck Tallahassee provides professional home and business move services, both locally and long distance. For your next move, visit twomen.com or call them at 850-224-2232. Two Men and a Truck, the movers who care.
It's that time of year again where you get to shop for the naughty and the nice. Make it easy. Superlube it with a Super Change card. Visit any of our 19 area Superlube locations, buy 3 oil changes and get 1 free. And for a limited time, you'll also receive a free fuel system cleaner. Superlube. It's quick and convenient, and you never need an appointment. Hurry in and get your Super Change card plus a free fuel system cleaner today.
How I love to Superlube my car, lube my car. How I love to Superlube my car. Yes, sir.
Pay off credit card debt with a personal loan from Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Life can add up quickly, like when your youngest needed braces the same week as your oldest tuition was due. And then you got hit with a vet bill for the real baby of the family. Debt happens. It's how you get out that counts. Get a personal loan from Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Fixed interest rates, monthly payment options, and no fees, ever. Learn more at Marcus.com.
See, very intrigued by the Dan Le Batard show on ESPN Radio.
Mike Leach is crazy, but he'll get you 500 passing yards.
And 9 wins in a meaningless bowl game.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That is correct. I'd like to see it at a major school as opposed to, Bobby Petrino. Bobby Petrino won't work again, right? Like, he will not be given a job at the top of an organization.
He'll work again.
We said this, and then he got the Louisville job.
I know, but now it's over, right? Now it's over.
There's always an Arkansas State. He'll build himself back up, and someone will hire him. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, who are you to...
He's just going through the cycle again.
Yeah. Can Bobby Petrino have one bad year? Jeez.
Well, not according to Louisville. They took him back despite one of the greatest press conferences of all time with a scraped face, nothing but lies, and a neck brace.
Don't forget the Sugar Bowl hat. That's just not so subtle reminder of what he can do for you, which is take you within a step.
The Dan Le Batard Show, weekdays at 10 a.m. on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Driving every day from the AmeriGas studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is 97.9 ESPN Radio. WTSM, Woodville, Thomasville, Tallahassee.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Here's what's happening. Kevin Durant says he and teammate Draymond Green haven't been able to hash out any issues that may be lingering after their verbal confrontation during and after Monday night's overtime loss. Green suspended by the Warriors for last night's game for conduct detrimental to the team. Durant only giving short answers when discussing the suspension and his relationship with Green. He did say he believes he and Green will be able to talk about what happened in the near future. By siding with Durant over Green, the Warriors show that Durant is the most powerful player in the NBA, believes ESPN's Brian Windhorst.
Every step the Warriors take this year comes with worry about what's going to happen with Durant in the future. And the fact that they rallied behind Durant and took position against a very volatile player in Draymond Green shows me that Durant has all the cards here. And it's not just because he's a free agent, because if he were to leave, he would change the entire balance of power in the NBA.
Green expected back tomorrow in Houston. Jimmy Butler set to make his 76ers debut tonight against the Magic. Butler in the starting lineup, along with Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, J.J. Redick, and Wilson Chandler, which means that Markelle Fultz is now officially coming off the bench. NFL, no judgment from Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger when it comes to running back Le'Veon Bell's decision to not report by yesterday's deadline, which made him ineligible to play this season. Roethlisberger said to each their own on what they want to walk away from. Browns GM John Dorsey said interim coach Greg Williams will interview for Cleveland's full-time head coaching job. NHL Penguins GM Jim Rutherford made good on his threat to make changes if the team's early season slump continued. Pittsburgh's dropped 6 of 7, currently sits 14th in the Eastern Conference. Today, the Pens traded winger Carl Hagelin, a contributor on back-to-back Stanley Cup winning teams, to the Kings for winger Tanner Pearson.
Broadcasting live from the AmeriGas Propane Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Hour number 2, Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio. Great to be with you. A fine Balls McWednesday to all of you. I'm Jeff, that's Tom. We are online, ESPNTallahassee.com. That's where you get to listen live via the streaming free always. If you miss anything, we post all 3 hours right there to both iTunes and in our audio vault and on the web, the app, WTSM. WTSM app is free. Man, I'm looking at the commitment list here, Tom. Are you looking at this basketball?
Yeah, 2 true blue chippers.
What is going on here, man? We are really rolling. It's the early signing period for basketball. And Florida State is projected currently to have a top 15 class in the country.
Leonard has done that quite a bit, even when the times weren't so good and we weren't yielding the results that we wanted. Guys that were hyped to be one-and-done types or NBA lottery pick types, and they didn't come through. He's not averse to having a top 20 class, but some of the skill, the offensive skill of these most recent 4 or 5 classes, yes, sir.
Well, you get a JUCO kid coming in who can really shoot it. He's been described as somebody that is a specialist from beyond the arc, Nathaniel Jack. And then, you get a wing player, and I'm going to leave it up to you to pronounce his name. That was the kid that committed back in February, 6'7". He's a top 200 player in the composite rankings. McClay School right here in Tallahassee. I should know him, but I don't follow high school basketball in Tallahassee at all. But I'll feel bad.
Zimafe?
Yeah, Zimafe. That's my favorite. Zimafe.
Well, Keji? I don't know.
That would have been what I guessed, but I don't want to mispronounce. But anyhow, Zimafe Wokeji. Yeah. But anyhow, a Tallahassee product coming here. They got a kid out of Charlotte, North Carolina, who is a legit, blue chip guy, Patrick Williams.
Yeah, borderline 5-star on the 24/7 sports rankings. Yeah.
They also got a 7-footer, Balsa Krabivica. That's what they all call him. Copy.
Balsa Steel.
You couldn't help yourself. I go with Copy. How you doing, Copy?
I actually watched his tape.
56th ranked player in the country, depending on where you look. Rebounder, shot blocker, better be at 7 feet tall, and another post guy to fill in for Chris Kamaji.
I did actually watch. That's how starved I am for just excellence. And the basketball program is closer to giving us excellence than the football program is right now.
You're not wrong about that.
And Balsa's tape, okay, he's got a little bit of offensive game to him, and he's not one of those 7-foot, 180-pound bigs. He's got some size to him. He's coming out of high school, I think, around 235, 240, depending upon which recruiting service you look at. That's okay. So you got somebody who knows how to block shots and has some post moves to boot, who's 7 feet. All right, not a project.
Keep on keeping on, Leonard. We're proud of you. Man, he's getting old and getting better. We have changed the caliber of player we recruit. Nathaniel Jack, again, comes in, a shooter, another shooter. Listen, when you watch, it's funny, for the longest time, we couldn't shoot, right? We got by on great athleticism, toughness defensively, right? Buying into a system, wearing you down, suffocating defense, and then hoping with that suffocating defense, rebounding the basketball, block shots, maybe you score in transition, or you just uglify the hell out of the game and you score any way you possibly can, putbacks, you name it, right? To a very pretty game. We've evolved into a very modern, very, very modern, I guess you would say, fueled by analytics type of basketball. Watching the way we play now, there is sort of a fluidity to the action that I just never thought we'd see when you think back on the way we used to play.
Well, the motion offense was a punchline. And now you've got movement.
Well, we watch guys just standing there pounding the ball on the floor, maybe beating you one-on-one. Maybe you had one guy who had that kind of skill. He could help facilitate for others, but also more often than not needed to get his for you to have a chance to win the game. You won because you rebounded and blocked shots and altered a gazillion more. That's the only way you could win games. And now we'll shoot with you. We'll run with you. We'll dunk on your ass. We're long. We really give problems defensively. We do so many things well. We attack the basket. We shoot the three.
We've got enough skill on both ends of the court right now that if we have a bad night, we can still be in a game. And that's crazy. You know, like, for example, in the 2011-2012 seasons, if we played poor defense, we're not winning that basketball game.
Right.
You've got no chance.
Yeah, and it's so early in the season. You know, we've only played 2 games, and it feels like forever and a day before you play your third. But we've only played 2 games. We looked great in both those games. Obviously, the way we dismantled Florida, they're still reeling from that. I mean, you run into a Florida fan and think, God, you guys, what's going on with your basketball team? You're not competitive with us anymore. And then, you know, what the road win against Tulane, they have a kid shoot lights out. It's the only reason they're really in it. And then we put them on lockdown, and you get the double-double and from Terrence, and you just go on and win the game. It seems ho-hum. Ranking moves up. Now, look, regular season rankings don't mean a lot, but the way you play and the carryover from the run into the Elite Eight is something that continues to energize and inform the fan base as to how you're going to play this upcoming season, and certainly gives reason for anybody who was unsure whether or not they could follow up a great performance to commit and come back to the TLC Double C, because they are playing defense, which is the thing that really compelled them to the run in the postseason tournament. They're just a legit team, and it sounds weird to say.
They're a legit team, and I don't know where I read this. I think it was yesterday, but it was dated information. At least the byline was. So I apologize to the outlet. But the report basically said that another ACC coach sees that this group at Florida State, this bench, this roster, they like each other a lot.
But there's no question about that.
More so than Leonard Hamilton's programs, even successful ones, have had in quite some time. So you combine a senior-laden or veteran-laden core with the fact that that group likes each other, buys into the defensive side of the ball, and could do a little something offensively, you have that perfect storm that's going on here. Now, the question is, when we purge this group, will we have success next year too? Because if we do, then you've had 2 great purges, which was the beginning of last year when you had lost Dwayne Bacon, Rattan Mays, and Isaac, all gone. And you're saying to yourself, well, where the hell is the scoring going to come from? Like, how I get that Rodas, or as the broadcast said, Rodas, is a good player, but I don't know. So, I mean, is Savoy enough with Rodas to get by? MJ Walker, the freshman, how are we going to be able to put ourselves in a position? And they answer the question in spades.
Yeah, we probably couldn't have expected Phil Kofer to go nuts, but all right.
Right. Well, yes. That's why we were asking these questions. Wait a minute, Kofer's good from 3. We're like, that's got to be non-conference season. But we get into conference play, and it's still happening.
Yeah, but, you know, obviously you had a situation, too, where Trent Forrest just continued to emerge, and he makes everybody better.
But isn't that development? You know,
it's a lot
some
of development.
These key words that people would be criticizing this program for.
I can't help but revel in this and continue to point out how well coached this team is. They are extremely well coached. You know, I hear so many reasons why we win games. I just want to point out they're really well coached.
Think about the development of Phil Kofer in his career here.
Yes.
Forrest.
Well, we can go on down the
XRM.
list.
But the XRM developed when he was here. Now, he didn't develop in his...
he was maddening, but yeah.
Right. His presence was always a little bit like nails on a chalkboard.
It was a toughie.
But he saw the court a lot better by the time he was done here.
I just thought about XRM and the way that he's sort of uninviting.
Yeah.
It's very similar to our starting quarterback.
Very good. Yes, that's very true.
Those two are very similar.
They have some skills to them.
They've got skills.
They can carry you for
you
stretches.
Can't dismiss their abilities as players. They have games that make you glad they're on your team.
The Duke game from 2 years ago, there was a stretch in the second half where
carried
XRM
the game.
Yes.
Dominated the game.
Mm-hmm.
Old Slappy had to trip him. He got so damn tired of him.
Yes, he did.
So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You just, a lot of skill. Occasionally they do things that I'm glad he's here. Other times you go, I can't wait for that kid to leave. That's those two guys. There they are. 2 peas in a pod. Those two.
That's really well done. I don't know that I've across sport Florida State comparison.
Yeah. That's it right there.
That's as tightly knit as you can get right there.
Man, I can think of another one, but I don't want to just arbitrarily start calling out kids that had played their career and left here because we maybe didn't talk about how annoying they were when they were here. So why bring it up now? It just seems bitter. There's a certain baseball player you and I didn't love. Oh, yeah.
Well, who would he be likened to?
I've got one for you.
You do? Well, let's turn the mics off.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're definitely due for a break. I'm just saying. Oof. Oh, I got him. You're going to go, yep, perfect.
Okay.
But now we've done this thing with they're never going to get to hear. The comparison is Chris Ricks. Boom.
Oh, my.
Nailed it.
Wow.
How about them apples?
Completing our descent and will arrive in TLH shortly.
Oh, I'm so happy to be home.
Once we land, you can take off again with savings from the City of Tallahassee.
What do you mean?
The City of Tallahassee offers rebates for up to $300 in savings when you purchase energy-efficient appliances.
Wow, that would be a huge help.
The city also offers free energy audits.
What's an energy audit?
It's when an energy auditor comes to your home at the time that's convenient for you, examines your structure, and checks your energy and water systems. Then, they recommend changes that could save you energy, water, and money. The city also offers free ceiling insulation grants for qualifying customers.
Man, the city sure offers a lot of ways to save money. Once we land, I would check out all of the products and services the city has to offer. This makes me proud to call Tallahassee home.
Thank you for flying with us today. Don't forget that you can take off with savings with the City of Tallahassee. From rebates for Energy Star appliances to insulation grants. You can save energy, water, and money. Visit talgov.com for more information.
Widden Glass has been taking care of business since 1945. When you call Widden Glass, you're dealing with experienced, reliable professionals who offer only the best. Like Widden's top-of-the-line bath enclosures that provide style and luxury at an affordable price. Eye-catching storefronts are a specialty at Widden Glass. We'll help you design it and install it. Widden Glass, the first name in glass replacement. Call 222-5781.
Time now for the Tampa Bay Lightning Report, brought to you locally by Township of Tallahassee.
The Tampa Bay Lightning fell to the Buffalo Sabres last night 2-1. It was the team's second loss in a row, and the only goal scored by the Lightning came in the second period.
Now here's Cirelli, a breakaway. Cirelli in alone. Score! Oh, what a pass to Anthony Cirelli! It was like a bomb in football over the top, and he skated behind the defense, got that puck, and lifted it over the glove of Hutton. The Lightning answered the Oposo goal in the next shift and make it 2-1. What a pass from Killorn.
Dave Michigan on the call. The Lightning outshot the Sabres 30-19. Louis Domingue took the loss in net. Tampa Bay now gets set to take on the Pittsburgh Penguins Thursday nights. With your Lightning Report, I'm Greg Linnelli.
At Township in College Town, for the table, by the people is not just lip service, it's their mantra. Tallahassee's largest beer hall offers drafts served in steins plus a unique twist on upscale pub fare. Just walk up and order for the table and grab a seat by the people. Some you may not even know. If you're looking for a more intimate gathering, Township offers The Garden, a unique setting to Tallahassee complete with outdoor fireplace and a retractable awning. And let's not forget the 32 taps and a private bar. Book it for your next party or company event. Township Tallahassee, 619 Woodward Avenue in College Town.
Hi, I'm Alan Willis, the general manager of 97.9 ESPN Radio here in Tallahassee. We have a rare sales position opening. If you have outside sales experience, a great positive attitude, if you're a team player, passionate about working, love sports, and most importantly, a self-starter with a proven record of success, then email me your cover letter and resume today at alanwillis@979espnradio.com. You'll be responsible for generating new business and growing some existing accounts for the only sports radio station in town through working face-to-face with advertisers and business owners. The advertising business is fast-paced, exciting, and can be lucrative. Our employees are our most important resource. So if you think you have what it takes and are ready to join our winning team, please email me your cover letter and resume today to alanwillis@979espnradio.com. That's Allen, spelled A-L-L-E-N. 97.9 ESPN is locally owned and operated station and an equal opportunity employer. No phone calls, please.
Hi, Chris Kraft for Kraft Nissan, and the 2019s are arriving every day, including the all-new 2019 Altima. Pick 6 Savings has almost cleared out the 2018 Altimas, but we still have a good selection of 2018 Rogues, Pathfinders, and Muranos that are all $6,000 off. All 2018 Sentras are $4,000 off, and we have over 40 to choose from. 2018 Versa S 5-speeds are $11,995, and 2018 Versa S Plus Automatics are $13,995. And we've extended the $10,000 off all 2018 Titan and Titan XD, regular cabs, extended cabs, crew cabs, gas or Cummins diesel. All 2018 Titans are $10,000 off, and we will give you $2,000 over Kelly Blue Book for your trade. That's $10,000 off all Titans and $2,000 over Kelly Blue Book for your trade, or a total of $12,000 in discounts on every Titan we sell. But you better hurry. The 2018s are going fast. Kraft Nissan on Mahan Drive between Academy Sports and Costco. Prices include dealer preparation charge.
The Jeff Cameron Show is brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener. Big store pricing with local service. Online at ctf.nu.
Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio. Listen, I'll touch on this in a second, but just keep laughing at this. You know they're going to side with KD, right? The whole world that loves the NBA is caught up in this argument between Kevin Durant and what's his face?
Draymond
Green.
They suspend him for a game. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, like this is what happens when you have Draymond Green.
He's done a lot worse.
He could have gone after the boys, He didn't do that much.
I mean, he does that on the regular as is. So, I mean, this is hardly anything. I did laugh at the fact that he wouldn't pass the ball to, one of the best 4 or 5 players in the league with the game on the line. He's going to dribble it up himself, get it stolen, and then wonder why KD has the gall to ask, why did you pass me the ball? You're a nice player, but dude, he's KD. Even if we're just talking about elements of game, like your game is incredibly well-rounded. You're a superstar. You're not a better shooter than Kevin Durant. Steph's not in the game. That guy's got to get the ball. Why did you think you would be the guy with the ball? What are we doing? Like, why? That's not something to confront somebody about. That's not somebody to argue about.
Do you know who I am?
I mean,
I'm Draymond Green.
It's just weird, right? Just give me the damn ball. Stop being an ass. You know I'm a better shooter than you. This is not open for discussion. Give me the ball. It just strikes me as odd. I mean, I get that personalities don't always mesh. And I also understand that early in an NBA season, you have to find something to gravitate to and make a story. I mean, it's a story if this means that Kevin Durant is going to want to leave in the offseason. But I think he may want to anyhow, especially if they go on to win the championship.
He was largely speculated to leave anyway. And
yes.
I mean, it's a story because Golden State thought enough of it to suspend Draymond for
Which is a big deal because it means that whatever he said in the locker room was so egregious that they had to act on it. So my guess is, in addition to bringing up his potential free agency and questioning his loyalty, which is what he did in the huddle, that there was also some other less than flattering terms used when discussing that to
he doubled down. If Kerr went and talked to him, he was,
or he threatened him. He's been known to do that. I mean, that was, before this show came on earlier today, Stephen A. was talking about how, in fact, he's been known to threaten Steve Kerr and players before. Like, how if you've put up with that in the past, this is certainly a minor misstep.
Well, and they put up with it to the point where Draymond texted KD angrily last year in the playoff run or down the stretch, whatever it was. But there was a text, and it was made a big deal out of it.
He texted him? They're grown-ass men. Why can't they have a conversation?
Well, he wasn't happy about how things were going, and he was looking up things in the middle of the night, and so he texted him. He said, we got to get our stuff together. And KD didn't, KD allowed for that to happen when the people asked him about that text. So I think in that moment, you're allowing for Draymond to pound his chest and say, see, I could tell you what to do. And it came to a head at some point.
Really weird. I mean, I got a problem with it in so many levels right there. First of all, I'm a grown man. You talk to me the next day when I come in, or you call me, or something where we're actually interacting verbally. You're not texting me like I'm a schoolgirl. What are we doing here? We're having a conversation.
It's a different generation. Yes. Oh, God.
I'm just saying, we're not able to talk? You're going to text me? Can you? You're of that generation. You find that appalling. If you had a problem with me, you damn well talk to me about it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't.
You wouldn't text me in the middle of the night.
Not you, but I wouldn't be surprised if a peer of mine had an issue and
you would find that ridiculous. You'd say, "Talk to me."
Yeah,
I'm a grown up. What are we doing? You're going to text me?
I'm a hybrid, man. I'm like half your generation, half the millennial.
I'm just saying, that's just, I mean, we're in the same organization here. We got problems, we talk. It's not, you're not texting me, especially not in the middle of the night, which is bizarre.
No, I mean, like in my first few years here, I was heading up an internship program. People weren't all that much younger than me. And there were times where people would email instead of, calling in that they wouldn't be there. It's like, oh, you're going to email, huh? They didn't last very long, Jeff, but, you get the point.
I mean, it's an instant have a good day.
Yeah.
At Jay Cameron Show, is this the week Tom's preseason prediction of Dylan ripping off 19 carries for $150 comes true?
Did I say that in the preseason?
You might have. Huh. It wouldn't have been absurd to
No.
predict. I mean, we both think Dylan's an elite player who's got a whole lot of what for. I mean, we talked about it last year before the game. We talked about – here's the deal with BC, and we've seen too many teams, especially high-profile teams, do this. If you don't care to be there, you'll get beat up. That's what they do. They're going to bring a level of physicality to the game to see if you can match it. And if you match it, you likely have more skill than they do. I'm talking about if you're an upper echelon Power 5 team. You have more skill than they have, just from where, the skill available to recruit. Not all these elite players are going to play for BC. Doesn't happen. So they got linemen, big running backs. We've seen that in the past. Good tight ends. Stout linebackers are really solid. They're almost a stereotype, but they play that way, and they run right at you downhill. And if you can't handle it, you're going to get beat. And you'll get embarrassed because they'll emasculate you. See the USC game where they ran for over 500 yards, etc.
Right. They should just play Wisconsin every year.
All right. And if you do show up and match that, you got a legitimate shot, obviously, to outskill them. And that's what we're asking. So, Ryan, it's a fair question on Twitter. If they don't care to be there, he'll do that and then some. Another reminder, best offer yet from my friends at MyPillow. MyPillow is 100% machine washable and dryable. It comes with a 10-year warranty. And with your purchase, your money-back guarantee is now extended through March the 1st. Used to be just 60 days. Now you have all the way to March the 1st. That's a good thing. Here's the deal. Here's how to save money to get the pillow I sleep on every night. Go to MyPillow.com. Use the promo code 979ESPN. You'll get one free pillow when you buy one at regular price. Go to MyPillow.com. Use the promo code 979ESPN.
There's the key.
Working on the car, huh?
Yeah, it's been stalling.
It could be friction from your floor mats.
No.
Oil change too? Better change your oil fuses.
Nice try. Hand me that Purolator Boss filter.
Wow. Protects up to 15,000 miles?
Right. Nothing gets by Purolator. Or me.
Great. Now let's demagnetize those floor mats.
This is sad now.
Now get a Purolator Boss premium oil filter and 5 quarts of synthetic oils for $32.99 at Advance Auto Parts. See store for details.
Don't just listen to The Jeff Cameron Show. Watch it live. The Jeff Cameron Show Streamcast. Live weekdays 3 to 6 p.m. Head to ESPNTallahassee.com today to watch live or catch up on demand. The Jeff Cameron Show Streamcast. Brought to you by Nice Tire and Auto, your trusted Goodyear dealer.
Nice Tire and Auto, just minutes away from FSU campus.
Just how good does a Sport Clips championship haircut experience make you feel? Like your hair has its own walk-up music. No matter what kind of guy you are. Maybe you play sports. Maybe you play sports online. Or maybe your sport is keeping up with your kids. You want hair so good it deserves its own walk-up music. And at Sport Clips, we make it easy. Just check in online, choose your stylist, and head to Sport Clips. You'll get a game-changing cut from a stylist trained for guys. Go big with the MVP experience and get recharged with a massaging shampoo and their legendary hot steamed towel. They'll always finish strong by styling your hair just right, tightening up that beard and getting you on your way. Hair this good needs no introduction, but you'll want one anyway. Appointment-free championship haircuts for men and boys surrounded by what you know and love, sports. So get in line online today at sportclips.com/check-in and get your hair in the game.
Thursdays are Friday Eve, and that's a reason to celebrate. No matter what you're looking for, they've got you covered every Thursday down in College Town. Centrale offers 50% off select pizzas all day, every Thursday. Or you can stop by Township for Taco Thursday. $2 house tacos, $2. Madison Social offers the social agreement. You and a buddy can split one order of wings, 2 Madso burgers, 2 bourbons, 2 proof Madison Socials, all for just $40. See what they did there? And don't worry about parking. Plenty of spaces available in the parking deck or surrounding lots. Check out all the Thursday College Town deals right now on ThursdaysInCollegetown.com.
What are you waiting for? Come on into your locally owned Hobbit and get started on your Hobbit habit today. They're celebrating 40 years of serving Tallahassee great food, including the best wings and half-pound fresh handcrafted burgers. Over 15 specialty house-made wing sauces and dressings made from scratch every day, plus a large selection of local crafts, including their own brew, Key to the Shire, developed by the brewmasters at Grasslands Brewery, now offering a limited selection of grab-and-go food for all your tailgating needs. Hobbit American Grill offers online ordering through their Facebook pages for each of their 3 locations.
Games for Less, the only locally owned and operated gaming store in town, has Tallahassee's largest selection of new and used video games and game systems. The future of video gaming is at Games for Less, where they have both the PS4 and Xbox One. It's time to trade in your old systems and elevate your gaming experience now. Games for Less is also your headquarters for the best in retro gaming. Atari 2600, original Nintendo, Super NES, or Sega Genesis, you name it. They got it at Games for Less. Games for Less, the Super Walmart Shopping Center on Appalachia Parkway. Give them a call today at 850-219-3535. That's Games for Less.
This is Golic and Wingo.
We're essentially going to get true free agency with a marquee running back in the prime of his career, coming off a season where he took no hits.
Yeah, see, that's the thing people need to understand. I mean, I understand why Steelers fans are like, screw you, we're good with Connor. And they are. I mean, they're fine. Actually, the Steelers, they're going to be fine without Le'Veon Bell. That does not take away from the unique skill set he's going to bring to other teams. Yeah.
Golic and Wingo, weekdays at 6 a.m. on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Broadcasting live from the AmeriGas Propane Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio. There's always an ominous nature to that song that I've always liked. Just sort of, it maybe takes me back to a time where I was just getting into hard rock because my brother's album collection, and I would go in there and listen to those records, but it always kind of scared me a little bit. I mean, in a cool way, in a dangerous way. Those early Van Halen albums do that. And so does, of course, Black Sabbath and anything like that, where you'd be like, ooh, this is a little dangerous. These guys might be dangerous.
Trying to think if anything spooked me like that.
I mean, I don't know that it spooked me as much as I just thought there was a tint of danger to it. It was probably rebellion, maybe more than anything else, just a sense of rebellion, and that you were kind of going down a path that maybe you weren't sure your parents were okay with because you had only been exposed to pop music,
Yeah.
You hadn't really been.
Well, I mean, I can honestly say, the first time I see, rap, West Coast, and I'm 8, 9 years old.
Yeah,
like,
holy
cow.
Well, we all were like that too. Yeah.
Watching MTV, oh my God.
Well, yeah, the first time you see Straight Outta Compton, it's just the most amazing thing in the world. You go,
This
what
doesn't
is
look like
going
my
on?
parochial school that I'm attending.
I'm not so sure this is legal. I think these gentlemen may be involved in illegal activities.
What is this smoke coming out of their mouth?
What is going on here? I'm slightly frightened by what I'm seeing here. No, but it made you want to investigate. And so in that way, it was obviously highly effective in doing its job, and that you learned of the plights that they were singing about. You didn't even know they existed.
Yeah.
If you were like a white suburbanite in the middle of, a nice neighborhood, Florida, whatever, you didn't know that was going on.
Here's where I got to give a ton of credit to my Catholic school. I can remember in 4th grade, we were reading, it was almost like human interest stories. And in the textbook was a story about rap and its beginnings as, speaking to power and trying to get a message out about the problems in the
inner
world.
city, yeah.
But that's in a Catholic school textbook, and it was taught, and I thought it was great.
That's kind of cool because we're in a different age group. You see, I was lucky enough to be, and I am lucky enough, I think, to be of the age where rap happens at a time when I'm impressionable and begin to learn about it in the same way that people learned in their youth in different eras of, say, jazz or blues or whatever it might be. So I was and still am a music freak. And because of that, I was always wanting to find out about other forms of music. In my neighborhood growing, my stepdad had an awesome album collection, and so did my father. And I would just go raid it. They would give me permission to just put on anything I wanted. And so I would open up this cabinet my stepdad had. I still remember this. I'd go downstairs, and I would often do this on Saturday mornings or Sunday mornings where I had nothing but time. And I'd go down there, and I can still picture myself in my pajamas, and I'd open up this bottom row of this gigantic cabinet that they had, and that was where all his records were because his turntable was on the center console there. And he had speakers to each side. And I would open it up, and he had, he had everything from, a lot of classical music because he grew up playing instruments. So he had all kinds of classical music, which as a kid didn't interest me. I was bored by that. I'm like, oh, great, Beethoven, whatever. Now I understand it and appreciate it more. I understand to an extent, but appreciate it certainly. But I would listen to those and try to hear what I was supposed to hear from that. I'd ask him questions about that. But then he would have like old school, Waylon Jennings records and Johnny Cash records and things like that, which in my youth I thought, nope, too twangy, don't like this, not my cup of tea. Now I realize how awesome those records are, but I was like, no, I don't know about all this. Then he had just old school rock and roll records, just your classic Stones, and of that era, I would be sitting there listening to all these, The Who. He had all these Who records.
They weren't that old school in those days.
They weren't at all, right? Yeah, no, but so he would have, coming out of his era, before he became a dad, he had collected all the Who records and all the Beatles records and all the Stones records and all, I can still remember listening to Cream and listening to all these different bands and just trying to get a feel for the Yardbirds and all that stuff. Loved it, right? And then my brothers, and this is where you get the other part of the education, they're listening to all the new stuff, which at that time, you're talking about late 70s, early 80s, the new wave era is about to begin, and we're on the heels of punk. And so I'm listening to, of course, the first Police records and all that, and the Cars and all these new wave bands, but also classic Led Zeppelin, stuff like that is there. But then so is, Minor Threat and these other punk bands that my other brother liked. And so it's just an incredible education, right? But rap didn't exist. It wasn't on the surface of anything that I was listening to until you start hanging out with your friends, and then you get an introduction, at least for me in the early days, because I wasn't in New York City, so it's not like I was Mike D and I could listen to these bands that were local in New York City. The first stuff that starts to emanate is like Run DMC. and LL Cool J and people like that, and Schoolie D and all these people. And I would listen to those records, but and they're all awesome, and the Beastie Boys' License to Ill, of course, and all that stuff is fun. The first time you heard NWA, that West Coast stuff, when you heard quote-unquote gangster rap, you went, ooh, okay, this is different. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of something to say here about something that's sounds like a war zone, but they're talking about this country. They're talking about this neighborhood. Their lives are different than my life. And it made me want and it made me want to read and find out anything I could about it, which I suppose is the point, right? To illuminate. But I just was going along because I was always so interested. I wanted to hear what anybody had to say about that.
And you're reading up on L.A.
You're reading all about it.
And two different kinds of L.A.
Two very different kinds of L.A. And you're finding out, well, why is that? What's that about? I have no idea. This is amazing. I don't think I meant to go there with this segment necessarily, but that's what that is. So I always, and now I'm of the age where my kids like stuff, and I do what every generation of parents do. They have to catch themselves before they summarily dismiss whatever it is their kid is listening to as crap. Because and some of it is, and I can legitimately go, this is electronic. Nobody's actually playing an instrument here. Nobody's actually performing anything. That's auto-tune. She can't sing. This is a Pepsi commercial. Stop doing that. But other times I go, okay, let's investigate and find out. Maybe this is a legitimate musician. Maybe they have something to say. I have to catch myself, though, because I don't want to be so guilty.
Well, so in my haze of NyQuiling and sleeping and all that kind of stuff, Comedy Central was on, and there is an episode. I think it's the end of season 15, for what it's worth. But there's an episode, and it involves music and sounding like crap, literally sounding like crap, to where Stan gets this album, and his mom takes it away because she says it's garbage music.
Right.
And so Randy comes in, and he's like, "Oh, you're too old, Sharon. Look at you."
Remember when our parents puts it on, and
it's literally noises.
Yes. Yeah, I got it.
But he is stubborn,
and he's trying.
He's like, "I think this is great." And Sarah's like, "Oh, you can't fake that. You know it sounds it sounds precisely like crap." And he goes, No, I love it. I can see where they're going here. They're saying something. It's a good episode, as most are.
They're not saying a thing, Dad. And that's the thing, is that you do, because there's also discerning taste. It's okay to criticize things that aren't good. And you can kind of define your terms, too, by the way, on that. As long as you have the scale, you can lay it out there for them of what you're using to, differentiate. But the funny thing about that is I have caught myself where I'm just dismissing something, and then I've thought, don't do that. Don't do that. You're that guy. You remember how mad your dad was, how mad you were at your dad? My dad used to say about every one of my favorite bands, well, we'll see. We'll see if they're around in 30 years like the bands I loved growing up. We'll see if people are still talking about them. Yeah, they will be, Dad.
So I had that argument with my dad about Adrian Peterson. He's like, we'll see if he's around in 6 years. I'm like, yes, that guy's going to be around for a long time. He's got fumbling problems, Dad. I agree with you there. This is before anything came out about Adrian. But that dude's transcendent, and you should love him because he runs with anger and physicality like your hallowed Jim Brown, who's a great player, but there's room at the podium.
You brought it back to his generation.
Right,
you brought it back to his guy.
Well, that's like he hated Pedro. I'm like, now hang on a minute, Dad.
Whoa, yeah.
I said, if he existed in the 60s or the 70s, you'd laud him like Bob Gibson because he's not afraid to brush people off the plate.
Because he throws inside.
And he did hit for himself in the later part of his career. He played for the Mets.
That was my only problem with him for the longest time, was that he was free to hit people because there were no repercussions because he was in the American League. But then when he went to the National League, he went, all right, do you still throw at people? And he did. He still threw at people, yeah. Yeah.
He was 94 instead of 98, but he was throwing.
Oh, no, he still threw at you. You know, one of the things I liked about Pedro when he threw at you? He threw at your hands.
Yeah.
He was trying to take your living. That is some ruthless stuff right there.
You know, you can't throw at people's head or hands. I'm like, what did Bob Gibson do his entire freaking career?
Yeah,
he's ear-holing people.
Yeah, no, you can't ear-hole people. That was not cool.
But he didn't have plastic helmets in those days, Dad.
Yeah, he could have killed him.
Jesus.
No.
Double standards.
That riding fastball to righties that Pedro would throw where it would come in upon their...
Oh, two-seam. Yeah, he's not throwing a four-seamer.
No, and it'd come in on your hands. I remember he hit Jeter and A-Rod back-to-back, maybe in reverse order, whatever that, and I was just like, yes! Yes.
And he has that look. It's almost like an Inspector Clouseau look.
Oh,
what?
Well, it made you, if you were an anti-Pedro guy, it made you hate him even more, which made me like him more because I was like, he was almost erudite about the way he hit you, which is impossible. It's a baseball game. It's a manly thing, and he's erudite about beating people. Who could get away with that? That dude with that Jerry curl weighing $180.
The thing that pisses off my Yankee family the most is I'll say, well, you know what record will never be broken in Pedro's, right? It's what? The longest Don Zimmer toss in Major League history. And that sets them off.
Well, Zim even forgave him and admitted
Zim said it was
his
my
fault.
fault.
It
I'm
was his
charging
fault.
him.
What are you doing, old man? Oh, like a weeble wobble running out there.
He's supposed to catch him like Stanford in the third quarter?
He basically just matadored his ass and went, whoa, have a good one. I mean, he didn't really pick him up and toss him. He just let him go the direction he was going.
In a way, you could say gravity kills us all, Don. I am Pedro.
He was utilizing the principles of like karate and jiu-jitsu.
Judo.
He was just using his leverage against him. He's like, excuse me, old man. I don't believe that you have the core muscles to stop yourself from falling.
Windmilling. Yeah.
He's just Was that after he hit
I don't know. Pedro wasn't involved in that game. He had his jacket on for that throw, I do believe. It was at Fenway Park.
Okay.
If I have the images in my head right. You know how time can, put
alter
funny
those
things out
things.
there.
Yeah.
But they were at Fenway.
I
Pedro
thought it was
had a
after he
jacket
threw
on.
at Kareem Garcia.
Well, Pedro was involved in the whole chain of events. It's just that he wasn't pitching.
He also kept pointing at people's heads, which cracked me up too. Which you don't do. Don't do that, but it did make me laugh. He pointed at people's heads.
Get in your head.
Yeah.
Literally.
But he was like, I'll throw at your head. Well, Kareem, he had nothing, but he just held him in disdain. Kareem Garcia.
That's the guy who's driving home.
Who are you?
It's
Who
quiet.
are you?
He's listening to classical music on the way home, and he's like, Kareem Garcia. I mean,
what,
damn it.
What is this guy doing challenging the great Pedro Martinez? And he actually said that in an interview, the great Pedro. Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio. I give to you easy laundry service from my friends at Wash Around the Clock. Oh, buddy, this is a game changer. If you're like me, your life is hectic. Between work, school, your kids' sporting events and activities, well, it leaves you precious little time to kick back and take a load off. About the last thing you want to do is hours of laundry, but there it sits, staring at you, taunting. No more. That's right. More watching, less washing. Save hours of valuable time when you sign up not doing laundry with easy laundry service from Wash Around the Clock. Whether it's dry cleaning or just plain laundry, Wash Around the Clock's easy laundry service will pick up and deliver at your home or office. So sign up for free today at easylaundry.net, or you can give them a call, 850-597-9007. Again, sign up today at easylaundry.net. Oh, and by the way, I got you. Use promo code JCS20 and save 20%. That's promo code JCS20. You're saving 20% on your first order. That's easylaundry.net from Wash Around the Clock.
Hey, sports fans, who's on your Mount Rushmore of baseball? I'm going with Ruth, Cobb, Aaron, and Mantle. Football, I've got Bradshaw, Peyton, Montana, and Brady. In basketball, Jabbar, Jordan, Bird, and LeBron. This debate could go on, but when it comes to the Mount Rushmore of personal injury law in Tallahassee, the choice is clear. Fonville, Lewis, Messer, McConaughey. Recently voted Tallahassee's best law firm, so avoid the underdog and go with the favorite, Fonville, Lewis, Messer, McConaughey.
Eat, sleep, fish. Mike's Marine Supply and Skeeter Boats want to get you out on the open water. They're your local Skeeter dealer, custom rigged with the Yamaha outboards. Stocked with a full line of Skeeter boats from the Bass to the Saltwater Bay Series, Skeeter has been recognized for 18 consecutive years as the leader in customer satisfaction for fiberglass outboard boats. Check in at Mike's Marine Supply for the spring specials starting soon. Located at 1296 Coastal Highway, Panacea, Florida, call Mike's Marine at 984-5637. Online at mikesmarinetallahassee.com.
You know what? It's time you level up your lemon lime with new, clear, refreshing Mountain Dew Ice. Why settle for this when you could have this? You want a fist bump that ends in one of those fake explosions?
Hey, Charles.
Or a fist bump that ends in an actual explosion?
Hey, Charles.
Want to pull up to the party on this? Or arrive in this? Make this musical request or this one. So yeah, you can keep drinking the same old, but we think you'll like the exploding fist bump, showing up to the party properly way to lemon lime, right? Mountain Dew Ice. Clear, refreshing lemon lime, redefined.
Save on unlimited rides and admission to the 2018 North Florida Fair, November 8th through 18th. $15 Super Saver Pass, good for Thursday, November 8th or Tuesday, November 13th. $25 VIP Pass, good for any day. On sale now at RCD Shell Stations or NorthFloridaFair.com.
This Day in Sports, brought to you by Superlube, 19 Tallahassee area locations. Quick, convenient, no appointment necessary. Get your history lesson weekdays at 5:30 during the Jeff Cameron Show, right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio. You're listening to the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Hope you're doing well on a Balls McWednesday, kids. Do not forget this. Tomorrow's a good day. Every day is a good day. But in terms of food, good eating, good times, camaraderie, saving some money, here you go. If you would, Thursdays are sort of Friday Eve, and you're saving all kinds of money in College Town. Go down there and see my boys at Madison Social. You get 2 bourbons, 2 proof ales. What do you get? 2, 1 order of wings to split with your buddy, 2? All that for $40. They'll throw in the 2 bourbons. That's a lot of 2s in there. That's saving some money. That's the social agreement, as they call it. Township has $2 tacos on Thursdays. Speaks for itself. Centrale offers 50% off select pizzas all day, every Thursday. And most people know this by now, but if you don't, it's hassle-free these days over there at College Town because the parking, it's been solved. It's free. Great food, great service. Visit ThursdaysInCollegetown.com if you want more details. That's ThursdaysInCollegetown.com. So, I know what he does. I understand what these coaches do and why they do it. Sometimes I appreciate it even when they get into character, which is what Belichick often does. And then, of course, everybody wants to be Belichick, including Nick Saban. So they create these characters, these sort of monotone, they're usually combative for no reason, but they oftentimes cross a line into sort of a self-righteous indignation when they're asked legit questions that I've got no time for, and I think it's because and I'm maybe giving them a benefit of the doubt here, but it's because they're so into playing the character that they don't even listen to the question because they have a message they want to get out, and they were going to get that message out no matter if the question presented the opportunity for them to get it out or not. So anything that resembles a reason for them to get the message out that they had come pre-prepared to say, they utilize as that chance, and it makes them sound like an ass. Certainly not likable, but moreover foolish. Nick Saban was asked about whether or not Tua would play this Saturday against the Citadel, which obviously you wouldn't need Tua's services against the Citadel. You would probably, in order to win a national championship again. That kid's going to win the Heisman. They're the best team in college football, but Clemson has a little something for them. That's going to be a good game, I think. I mean, you can't just walk in there and assume victory, especially not if Jalen Hurts has to start. So Tua's knee is a problem. And it's a right knee that's been a problem for much of the season and continues to plague him. And you see him limp off the field in the third quarter of Saturday's game. It's painful, and it's I'm not a doctor. I don't know how close he is to having to miss some significant time. But if you're Alabama in the penultimate week against the Citadel, might seem like a good time to rest a sprained knee, to rest a player you need to win a national championship in all likelihood. And he was asked about that, and here's Nick Saban's response that makes him sound like, in my mind, an ass.
We're not going to take the approach in any game that we play that we're not going to play players and take guys out and do all this and play somebody else and assume that the opponent that we're playing is not capable of being very competitive. That can be your mindset. That's not my mindset. That's not our mindset. That's not going to be the mindset of our players. So, and I'm not really interested in any of your suggestions about how we should manage our team and what we should do to try to get better, regardless of what you think, just because we're playing the Citadel.
And with that, he storms off because he acts as if there was an affront to who he is and what that program is and all things competition. Okay, so the reason you're starting Tua this week and not resting his knee is because it's an opportunity for him to get better? Is that did I understand that properly?
Yeah.
Okay, go to hell. Because here's the deal. Let him go against the ones in practice against Alabama's defense to resemble what you're going to be seeing. If you want him to improve, there you go. Let's go live. I'm not going to assume that he could get hurt for any reason. I mean, let's just make sure he's getting better. Let's go live against the ones. Here we go. Because guess what? He ain't getting better against the Citadel. And you know it. And it's just ridiculous because that's the thing where you could do this bad guy thing. You could be bad cop guy. You could be the one who answers in a terse manner for people simply doing their job, which, of course, helps promote your product, your university, your football team, your players, your legend on a weekly basis. You could act like that's an offense to who you are and what you're trying to do and that everybody in the media is bad. But here's the deal, man. If that kid goes out and gets hurt and is gone for the rest of the season and you come up short because of poor quarterback play in the national championship game, people will laugh at you. They will think that that is absolutely what should happen. They will say, that's karma, a-hole, and I'll celebrate it. Not because the kid got hurt. I like the kid. I don't want him to get hurt, but that's ridiculous. That's a child's response to being told you got to put your ball away.
Overly dramatic, yes. I'll play devil's advocate just for a minute. I also hear paranoia out of this coach, which is something that, Saban and the Sabanites have in spades, really, is paranoia. Mm-hmm. He's paranoid of the relaxed mindset. That's what that's about. He doesn't want any of his players to relax for a second.
Sure.
Not if it's the Citadel, not if it's Auburn. And if you allow them to relax for a second, then perhaps you may allow also some negative habits to creep into your culture where you don't always have to give your best effort. I'm not saying I agree with his tact that he took to be a smarmy jerk to a reporter
who asked a legit question.
But I think he's a paranoid coach who's afraid of culture being rotted in any way. And you know what? We're sitting on the other side of that.
He's the greatest coach in college football history. I'm not trying to argue that he hasn't pushed the right buttons the entirety of his career and that he's not incredibly resourceful, insightful, and the acumen for the game is within, the upper stratosphere of ever to have coached. I got all of that. I mean, this is common sense. And it's not wrong of a reporter to ask against a team that does have zero chance to win the game, whether or not you'd want your soon-to-be Heisman-winning trophy quarterback to take a rest. He keeps coming out of games. The first part of that, which we didn't hear, is he said, why would we do that? And that's important to why I got upset. Well, why? Why would we do that? He says, why? Why would we do that? Well, I don't know. The kid keeps coming out of games. Every week he has to come out of the game because he's hurt. That's why. It's a legit question, ass, but he's not going to let that guy answer. And he knows he's got the bully pulpit. There's no way you can retort. You just have to sit there and wear that and be made and be belittled, made to look a fool. It's a completely legitimate question. And I would like for the reporter to answer the question he gives back. When Saban says why, I'd love to be able to go, well, because he keeps coming out of football games injured. It's a chance to rest him against the team that you're 57-point favorites against. And then let's have this discussion. And if you want to tell me the reason you don't do that is because, and then we lay it out there, now we're having a legitimate dialogue, and I got to disagree with you. It's not my role to disagree with you. That'd be fine, but at least that would lend some clarification as opposed to this propped up nonsense about, well, we're not going to prepare for anybody like they can't compete. We're not going to get the hell out of here. That's ridiculous. So you wouldn't rest him if you played a high school team this week?
No, because this opponent is capable.
The culture's going to rot if you do. That's just insane. They don't. You can be a hard ass, a red ass. You can be ridiculous. You can be standoffish, terse, all of those things. Almost even combative on a regular basis if you choose to be. Especially if you win, you get to do that a lot. You get to do it even more because you win. You can kind of treat people the way you want to. Doesn't make you look like a real good guy, and it completely, I think, alienates 99% of the people who watch him coach and are in awe of his acumen for the game, right? I mean, I think at some point you just get to where and he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about that. I know the retort is if you're an Alabama fan and he's winning you championships and you're within the organization, you don't care whether.
Well, the national media still falls at his feet because they want him on the desk if he's not in the national title game, and they want availabilities with him. So it's Urban. They did it with Urban, and Urban gave him more ammunition as a bad person than Nick ever has in terms of being a bad person.
By a mile, yeah, no. And that's the thing. I wonder if we wonder what happens with Urban now. Well, that benefit of the doubt's gone, right? You would think the first time he does that, somebody goes, oh, really? You mean like the time at the Big Ten meetings when you decided? Yeah, I mean, that's going to happen with him because he doesn't have the prowess to do that anymore. Final hour, fourth coverage. Stay with.
State agents are dialing back on their marketing. Austin and Brittany learned that Joe Manassa is only ramping his up. They had to find a bigger home for their expanding family, but they also had to sell their current home before they could make it happen. That's where Joe Manassa Real Estate's multi-channel marketing approach came in. Joe exposed the home to hundreds of buyers, generated huge demand, and the home went under contract and sold faster than Austin and Brittany could have ever hoped for. They were so happy with Joe's 5-star customer service that they asked him to find their forever home. And now Austin and Brittany are happily living in Summerbrook, all thanks to the Manassa team. Do you have a friend or coworker that is frustrated because their home hasn't sold? Joe guarantees to sell your home at a price and deadline that you agree to, or he'll have it bought for cash. Call Joe to find out more about this phenomenal program. Not only that, working with Joe doesn't obligate you to a thing. If he isn't doing his job, he will let you out of your contract free and clear. But don't worry, that never happens because Joe sells homes quickly and for top dollar. Call the only real estate agent I would call if I needed to sell my home. That's Joe Manassa of Joe Manassa Real Estate. Call Joe Manassa today at 850-888-0888. That's 850-888-0888 or online at manassa.com. MANAUSA.com. And start packing.
Guys, when that little voice in your head suddenly tells you, hey, it's time to get your hair in the game, then it's time to check in online at sportclips.com/check-in. Time to claim your spot. Hear that? That's the sound of your hair reminding you that anytime is a good time to log on, check in, and reserve your spot at your favorite Sport Clips for a fresh cut, legendary hot steam towel, and massaging shampoo. No matter if it happens at the gym, while grabbing a quick lunch, or trying to line up a putt, you can't deny your hair. So do it a favor by checking in online at sportclips.com/check-in. We'll tell you when to arrive to be just in time for your Sport Clips MVP haircut experience while you surround yourself with sports on TV. Check it out today and claim your spot wherever you are. Just go to sportclips.com/check-in. At Sport Clips, getting a game-changing haircut is easier than ever. Time to claim your spot!
Pay off credit card debt with a personal loan from Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Life can add up quickly, like when your youngest needed braces the same week as your oldest tuition was due. And then you got hit with a vet bill for the real baby of the family. Debt happens. It's how you get out that counts. Get a personal loan from Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Fixed interest rates, monthly payment options, and no fees, ever. Learn more at marcus.com.
FSU fans know where to get the best barbecue. Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue, 5442 Thomasville Road. Old School Barbecue, cooked low and slow. Find out for yourself what all the buzz is about. And when it comes to tailgating, Willie Jewell's does it best. Get the barbecue tailgate special, pork, brisket, chicken, ribs, turkey, and wings with all the fixins. Ready to make your tailgate the place to pregame. The football team has new blood, but when it comes to barbecue, it's old school. Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue, 5442 Thomasville Road. Go Noles.
Driving every day from the AmeriGas studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is 97.9 ESPN Radio, WTSM, Woodville, Thomasville, Tallahassee.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Here's what's happening. Kevin Durant says he and teammate Draymond Green haven't been able to hash out any issues that may be lingering after their verbal confrontation during and after Monday night's overtime loss. Green suspended by the Warriors for last night's game for conduct detrimental to the team. Durant only giving short answers when discussing the suspension and his relationship with Green. He did say he believes he and Green will be able to talk about what happened in the near future. By siding with Durant over Green, the Warriors show that Durant is the most powerful player in the NBA, believes ESPN's Brian Windhorst.
Every step the Warriors take this year comes with worry about what's going to happen with Durant in the future. And the fact that they rallied behind Durant and took position against a very volatile player in Draymond Green shows me that Durant has all the cards here. And it's not just because he's a free agent, because if he were to leave, he would change the entire balance of power in the NBA.
Green expected back tomorrow in Houston. Jimmy Butler set to make his 76ers debut tonight against the Magic. Butler in the starting lineup, along with Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, J.J. Redick, and Wilson Chandler, which means that Markelle Fultz is now officially coming off the bench. NFL, no judgment from Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger when it comes to running back Le'Veon Bell's decision to not report by yesterday's deadline, which made him ineligible to play this season. Roethlisberger said to each their own on what they want to walk away from. Browns GM John Dorsey said interim coach Greg Williams will interview for Cleveland's full-time head coaching job. NHL Penguins GM Jim Rutherford made good on his threat to make changes if the team's early season slump continued. Pittsburgh's dropped 6 of 7, currently sits 14th in the Eastern Conference. Today, the Pens traded winger Carl Hagelin, a contributor on back-to-back Stanley Cup winning teams, to the Kings for winger Tanner Pearson.
Broadcasting live from the AmeriGas Propane Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Final hour of the Jeff Cameron Show, at least for today. Where is the week gone? It's already Wednesday. Man, we are steamrolling to the big Florida State BC game, aren't we? Listen here, you sour pusses. Gonna hang tough on Saturday. I'm gonna be pumped up for Saturday's game. This is the season right here.
Man, that has staying power. You felt like this on Monday, and it is not slowed down at all.
Oh, big game, big game. Got to show up, got to care, got to fight, scratch, claw, find a way, get a win. You get a win here, man. We got something to look forward to, something to be thankful for during Thanksgiving week as we take on the University of Florida in a rivalry game for the right to go to Shreveport to go bowling. I don't know if we're going to Shreveport. I just made that up. It would seem like a crappy bowl to go to, so we deserve to go to a crappy bowl. We're online, ESPNTallahassee.com. That's where we go to listen live via the streaming free always. Of course, you could always use the WTSM app as well. That's free. Both spots will house the show upon its conclusion in order for you to go back and find any segment you may have missed and want to catch up on. So will iTunes. So you can go there as well. You can email the show if you want. It's jcs@979espnradio.com. Here's one, Tom. For example, I always give out the email address, and then I don't often read the emails. Here's one. Nice back-and-forth quarterback discussion, writes Kevin. Long-time listener, first time reaching out today, listening to the 11-12 podcast in previous weeks about quarterback situation has been great. Captivating my attention to hear both sides. Great radio, Jeff on one side, Tom on the other. Really good. Appreciate both of you. My only old school wish is that I could let my kids listen more. A little too much language during the banter. I know, probably sells. Go Noles, Kevin. No, Kevin, it's not that it sells. I probably do myself a disservice. It's just that I've got a terrible potty mouth, and it takes all that I have not to have that come out in a more vulgar way. And that's a slight on me. That's a weakness of mine, if you will. Some would say strength. But what I would say is that, no, we're not doing it as a shtick. That's just kind of...
No, it's watered down, if anything.
Oh, infinitely so.
Yeah.
I when people write the show and say that there's too much language, I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? I don't say any bad word on the show. I don't remember saying a single bad word on this show. They're like, well, what about this? Those aren't bad words. What, you want to hear language? Go to the golf course with me and Tom. Now there's a language discussion. Now some people, everybody's just fine. Hello, I'm wearing the Knoll York City shirt today.
Nice.
Hello, Knowles in New York City. Hope you're well. Hope you're staying warm. It's not too freezing cold up there yet, is it? It's colder in Chicago, I think.
It depends.
Yeah, I think it was. I think
where
it was
we are.
recently, yeah.
I think they're going to trade places back and forth.
We're about to get a little nippy weather around here. I'm excited about
Brought it
this.
back with us, I guess.
This is a good thing, though, for Saturday's game. How perfect is that going to be? You got a weather window over there? What do we got on Saturday? I'm looking forward to it.
About to pull up New York's
You're
weather, but that's
damn-
all right.
oh,
Here we
you
go.
can do both.
Tallahassee's
Yeah,
weather.
what do we?
All
I
right.
know what we got, but what do we have on Saturday?
Saturday. All right, it's a high of 67.
That's beautiful.
All right.
Forget about it.
So around kickoff.
Is it sunny?
Oh yeah, it's sunny.
Oh, this is going to a bowl game kind of weather.
According to the Google graphic, there's not a cloud in the sky. It's just one big yellow circle.
Just like ELO, Mr. Blue Sky Y.
That's right. And at kickoff, it's going to be about 64 degrees, sir, with light winds. 5 miles an hour.
Perfect. Good day to get a win. Good day to get a win. Get to that 5th win, and let's get to talking about that huge matchup against the University of Florida for the right to go bowling. Further to put a crimp in their style, ending their season on a sour note while we soar off to a bowl game. You can't underestimate, and I'm not kidding about this, if they somehow win on Saturday and they actually pull it off and win these last 2 games, and that's a giant I and a giant F. They're not any good. They can't block. They got a myriad of problems, some of which are on the sidelines, some of which are on the field itself, some of which are behind the scenes. I got it. Put it aside. Find a way. Play to the level of athleticism you have. Care to make a tackle. Stick your head in there. Run fit. Let's go. You win this game, you're going to go bowling. You're going to beat Florida the following week, and you're going to a bowl. And in a year where you could use the extra practices, to say the least, I'm not kidding. I think it's a big damn deal. Find a way.
Are we more athletically talented than Boston College, let's say, in the trenches?
No.
Okay.
We're not more athletically talented. If you're talking about our offensive line, good Lord. We're not more
and
athletic.
our D-line against their O-line. So they win overall. If you just look at those 2 battles, they win in the overall.
Not on the interior. The interior of our defensive line can play with their offensive line without a problem.
9 for 9. So 5 offensive linemen, 4 defensive linemen, and you're grading on that.
That's probably a bit
it's
of
a
an
BC
issue.
victory there.
Yeah, it's a toughie. It's tough to win games when you can't win the line of
Linebackers, they're better
scrimmage.
than us.
Without
right?
question. Yeah, I think they're better than us in the secondary. Not a favorable. It's not outlandish to think that you could win a home game against Boston College. They're not a juggernaut. I got to imagine could affect them if they don't start well. If BC starts well, the way we let everybody start well against us, then yeah, man, I wonder about our motivation because, as I said yesterday and on Monday, we are a team that is quick to fall into here we go again mode. And then everybody, I won't say quits, but they go through the motions. There's a whole lot of catching blocks and tackles, a whole lot of, I'm here, all right, you got to get tackled. Not that I mean to punish you when I arrive.
I'm not going to drive you back. We'll just go to the ground together.
We'll just go together. The clock will, once things start, a little bit of get you 1,000 people.
Because of the weather?
Well, it's a good day, and it's
it
the
were
last
85
2 home
degrees.
games of the year. It's a winnable game. It's, I'm not saying we will win the game, but it's a winnable game. Yeah. Over 50,000. I know, Willie, by the way, it's we talked about it yesterday on Seminole Headlines, but I do agree with Corey, who said it's smart of Willie to sell the fact that they desperately want to go to a bowl game because that does matter to the fans. And they need to know that the coaching staff cares about that and that the players are being told that. But I think they do. I think the stuff you're seeing them implement suggests that they're still fighting hard to try to win football games and scheme to win football games against other teams' weaknesses. That's still in play. They just haven't been equipped to do it.
Right. And they need the practices, as you said.
They do.
That's critical. And, I don't know. What's the state of the academics of this program if we go 5-7 and you need a preferred 5-7?
No, we wouldn't be eligible.
We're not good enough yet?
No, Jimbo screwed us with that. No.
Okay. It needs to be, 2 or 3 years in a row for
I don't know. I have to admit, I'm going to plead ignorance there. I don't know. Maybe I'm even wrong about saying I don't know.
I think it is a package deal of several years.
Yeah, I don't think
we
it
were
can
worst
be
in
one
Power
semester, right?
5 last year, right? So.
Yeah, listen. This is going to be interesting to see what they do. I mean, and in terms of do they fight, because I don't feel like they gave up in any way, shape, or form in that 42-13 loss. I mean, we haven't really touched on that.
The Stanford play that everybody's circling?
Well, it's a terrible play, and it's a
He kind of stops.
It's a passive play. It's not an aggressive tackle. He does. I mean, hell, I tweeted out, way to catch that tackle. But that's not quitting necessarily. It's going through the motions is what that is. That's given the, there's a lack of passion.
I think by and large I agree with you, but on that play, I have a hard time finding another word other than quit. I mean, there's a lot of space there. There's a lot of time and space. There's a full step or two he can take. And it's just like freeze.
Yeah, man, I think that's...
Are you afraid of getting juked? The guy's running towards the sideline.
No, I think it's a dispirited effort. I think it's just a casual sort of, this game's over. I'm not going to get hurt making this tackle, but I'll make the tackle. It's not, hey, listen, it's not inspiring. I'm not going to argue with you there. You watch hockey teams that aren't quitting, but they ain't fighting. I think it's a lack of fight.
That's hard. Both of them are hard.
Well, it's hard to watch either way. And it's also maybe a matter of semantics. And
sure.
I get it. Yeah. No, but when you see quit, that Boston College game last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a special kind of quit.
That is a 100% we ain't trying at all. This is just no.
12 plays, 97 yards, all on the ground.
That hurts. Lack of physicality there, certainly. Also, it should be noted, just for clarification, that some of what you see in the way of poor tackling or positioning from our defensive players is that they're not any good. So some of that is just your linebackers wouldn't start for anybody either.
Mm-hmm.
So you have another problem there where they can't play.
And we're not really good at coverage. It's a hell of a thing.
Listen,
we played better in this game.
We played a lot better in this game, and there was some blanket coverage in which guys made ridiculous catches, and I thought, of course they did. Of course they did, man. That's just what happens when you suck and the season's gone south. Guys doing whatever they want because they feel like you're not a threat, but even when you do everything right and you're there, I mean, we had a couple of instances this year where we were right to say, man, our coverage is suspect. But in terms of physically being in the right spot, they've been there. They just either didn't get their head around, got called for interference on a bogus call, or a dude makes a catch that's absurd. That catch is ridiculous in the back of the end zone from their tight end. Now, what is he doing? He didn't even mean to make that catch. It's ridiculous.
So let me ask you this. If forget the semantics. If we lack fight on Saturday, is that a referendum on the coaching staff at all? Or is it just more of the same with a bunch of players you can't win with?
I mean, I think you're at a point where it's a bunch of players you can't win with. I'd sure like to see them fight. I got to believe they're going to fight at home. It's one of their last 2 games of the season. They're saying all the right things. I know that they've been told all week long already, this is a big boy game. This is a man's game. This is a strap-it-up game. They're not wrong. I mean, that's what BC brings to the party.
I saw 54 was talking about the fight, and I thought, oh, great. Here we go. We're going to score 50 touchdowns.
I think, Dontavius Jackson and guys like that have talked about giving it all, that everything they have, the final 2 weeks of the season. Just can't go out like this. Got to give everything. If you get enough guys who have that mentality to fight, you're playing a game that's winnable. It doesn't mean you will win it. I mean, we're not good, so maybe that's not enough. Maybe that fight's not good enough. But give me that. Just
better
give me
fight.
That. Yeah, I mean,
you better freaking fight.
Yeah,
You'll have a lot of people walk out of the stadium. Those that do show up.
Yeah, no, you got to fight. And I don't imagine that. See, that's what I mean. When I tell you that I'm encouraged and excited about the game Saturday, it's relative. It's not the same way that I'm excited about flying out to Los Angeles to go to the Rose Bowl and watch the national championship. But it is, relative to this season, a winnable game and one that matters. Because if you win it, I think you're going to get an inspired, spirited effort against Florida, who's not any good. And so this will be a battle of fairly poor football teams that come down to the fourth quarter. And, hey, man.
I will be fired up like you are this week for Florida if we get that effort and we come out with a win.
Yeah, and you're right, by the way, and you also represent a large percentage of the fan base who's looking at their radio right now going, who is this guy? What is he talking about? What evidence does he have that we're going to show up and fight and play well against BC after all of these last few games? But I'm also the guy who told you we're going to get our ass kicked in every one of those games.
But I think you and I are the same in this way. When the ball kicks off, we're both going to go, okay,
let's ball.
What are we going to do?
What do we got?
What do we have?
What do we got? Well, I think it's paramount when you're bad and your psyche is fractured and you are weak, you're soft mentally, Your linebackers are soft physically. Your offensive line lacks athleticism and talent. You got to get off to a good start. This is the thing. This is the recipe. You got to get off to a good start. It's not Wake. You can't get down 10-0 here. Wake's so bad that, and they were out of linebackers. If you just got out of your own way, you're going to win the game.
Yeah. Still needed them to miss on a throw right down the middle. It was open.
They did. Yeah. It's college. Kids miss. BC will miss. Their quarterback misses stuff all the time.
He does.
You got to, you don't have to play perfect here like you had to play against Clemson. You don't have to play perfect here like you would have needed to against Notre Dame. You just have to play better. You have to play hard. You got to play smarter. Could you do that for a day? Because if you do, this team's the kind of team you could beat.
The patience you have in your late 40s is amazing. The younger version of you would be so angry still right now, but you're okay to say, and no, I'm impressed. I'm not. This is not me being trite or anything. I'm just impressed that you can go to a place mentally right now with this group, understanding what they are, understanding what they're not.
That's key.
And to be able to say, can you give me an effort on Saturday?
Yeah, can you give me a little
please
something?
Try?
Yeah.
And yet it doesn't make you seethe as you're asking for them to try.
Yeah, but I'm not looking at it that way because I haven't seen, the kind of quit that I saw last year against BC. I haven't seen that. Not even that Clemson game. That BC thing was special a year ago. That was the kind of quit that we were all done. That's it. Jimbo, you got to go. We're done. I'm done. We're out. I haven't seen that this year. I've seen incompetence. I've seen poor play. I've seen guys be, mentally and physically weak. I've seen guys get physically beat. I've watched kids trying hard who just can't play. Those are different things, man.
Yeah, the coverage things, a lot of that is about you just can't play.
Just can't play.
You're in man coverage. Oh, there he goes. Remember when one of our corners was a preseason All-American?
He's been hurt and overrated to begin with, but yeah, that's a toughie.
The Sanford game kind of let us know about what to expect the rest of the year.
We need to get these guys on some Andro 400, an all-natural testosterone booster, Tom. It melts away stubborn belly fat, helps you easily lose excess pounds, increases your energy and stamina, improves your libido, more importantly, your desire. I need some desire come Saturday.
We need some football libido.
It increases muscle mass and strength. Ooh, we need that.
Need that. Yep.
That's right. Improves your mood. You just start feeling better about things naturally and safely. It boosts your testosterone with no side effects, and it's very affordable. There's a 90-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked. Here you go if you want some. Call 1-888-400-0435, or this is easier. Go to andro400.com. Who the hell is calling 800? They're not doing that. Go to andro400.com. Use the coupon code J6OFF. It's the coupon code J6OFF. That's the letter J, the number 6 off. For a discount on your order. It's Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Once I clean my river, I'ma be feeling fine.
Whether you're a professional athlete, casual player, or simply enjoy watching the game on those hard bleachers, any physical activity takes its toll on the body. Athletes require superior amounts of flexibility, speed, coordination, and strength to perform, and they know that treating aches and pains with their chiropractor early is critical to getting back into the game. At HealthSource, our goal is to keep you healthy and playing at the top of your game, whether it's professional sports or simply making it through the work week pain-free. Our team is dedicated to your health, but your aches and pains will never go away if you don't come in and see us. Give us a call today, 877-8980. HealthSource. Don't settle for just treatment. Let us care for you.
Hi, this is Peter Bond, owner of Jerry's Cigar Shop. Jerry's has been a local favorite for cigar enthusiasts for the last 25 years. We have the largest walk-in humidors in town, filled to the brim with an amazing cigar selection. Relax in one of our leather chairs and enjoy an ice-cold beer or a glass of wine with your cigar. Jerry's is a great place to watch sports on our big flat-screen TVs and offers a comfortable setting for lively conversation. Visit our original store on Sharer Road or our new second location on Cary Forest Parkway. We hope to see you soon.
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and pick up 5 quarts of O'Reilly Full Synthetic Motor Oil and a MicroGuard filter for $24.99. Extend the life of your vehicle and save money with 5 quarts of O'Reilly Full Synthetic Motor Oil and a MicroGuard filter for $24.99. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Have you ever noticed when you report an accident or a claim to an insurance company, they are very eager to get you to one of their approved body shops. They say that they guarantee the shops work, but what they're really saying is the shop works for them, not the customer. So choose a shop that is working for and looking out for you, someone you trust. It's your choice. Lisa's Paint and Body.
License number MP46050.
The Greater Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce, who's celebrating their 95th year in business this year, would like to recognize their newest members.
Hi, I'm Corey Melton, the Vice President of Membership, and I'm proud on behalf of the Chamber to welcome our newest members from October. A&E Realty and Management Corporation, Accentria Insurance, At Your Service, Immaculate Commercial Cleaning and Supply, Bob's Auto Repair, Boot Barn, Charlie Ward Family Foundation, Chipola Engineering Group, Custom Care Dry Cleaning, Disc Village, Florida Governor's Council on Indian Affairs, Florida Veterans Foundation, Fresh for Less, Girls on the Run of the Big Bend, Guaranteed Rate Mortgage, Lawn Starter, Paper Fox Coffee, Slash Pine Tech, Storage King USA, Tallahassee Woman Magazine, The Zins Company, University Lending Group, and Venture Construction Group of Florida.
For information on how your business can be a part of the Greater Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce, contact Corey Melton at 850-521-3104.
Hey, sports fans, who's on your Mount Rushmore of baseball? I'm going with Ruth, Cobb, Aaron, and Mantle. Football, I've got Bradshaw, Peyton, Montana, and Brady. In basketball, Jabbar, Jordan, Bird, and LeBron. This debate could go on and on, but when it comes to the Mount Rushmore of personal injury law in Tallahassee, the choice is clear. Fonville, Lewis, Messer, McConaughey. Recently voted Tallahassee's best law firm, so avoid the underdog and go with the favorite. Fonville, Lewis, Messer, McConaughey.
At Township in Collegetown, for the table, by the people is not just lip service, it's their mantra. Tallahassee's largest beer hall offers drafts served in steins plus a unique twist on upscale pub fare. Just walk up and order for the table and grab a seat by the people. Some you may not even know. If you're looking for a more intimate gathering, Township offers The Garden, a unique setting to Tallahassee complete with outdoor fireplace and a retractable awning. And let's not forget the 32 taps and a private bar. Book it for your next party or company event. Township Tallahassee, 619 Woodward Avenue in Collegetown.
This Day in Sports brought to you by Superlube. Superlube, 19 Tallahassee area locations. Quick, convenient, no appointment necessary.
This day in sports history.
November 14th, 1993. The Miami Dolphins beat the Philadelphia Eagles 19-13, giving Coach Don Shula his record 325th NFL coaching victory, one more than Chicago Bears former coach George Halas. Shula had to trust QB Doug Peterson after All-Pro Dan Marino suffered a season-ending Achilles injury and Scott Mitchell separated his shoulder in the third quarter.
This is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
If you see a flaming sword in your dreams at night.
Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio. Balls. Big Wednesday. If you just let that sit for a while, it gets uncomfortable. Balls. Mick Wednesday. So I'm going to do that from here on out. Just so you know, I don't want you to keep having to look up, like, what's he doing? Do I need to hit the dump button? This is getting weird. No, just balls. Mick Wednesday edition of the program. Front Row Knowles forthcoming. That'll be right after this show concludes. We got college football tonight. And I watched college football last night, and it was a good game. I know you were sleeping, probably. But Ball State, Western Michigan. See, this is the problem. This is where we're at. And I didn't even know I was doing it until I found that I was midway through the third quarter of the game last night, which is that desperate clinging to something that's dying. I didn't, you do that. You spend extra time with your dog or something that's 15 years old, and your wife says something like, you've taken that dog for 16 walks in the last 2 days. What are we doing here? It occurs to you that you're trying to make up for lost time. Like, there are not going to be too many more walks. That's me last night watching Western Michigan and Ball State intently, like locked in.
Yeah, that's the bowl season before bowl season, right?
Yeah.
It's like the Capital One Bowl week
like, all right.
on its face is crap.
Oh, yeah.
But don't we embrace every day of
You're
it?
damn right. You're damn right. Yeah, you do. You got to. I mean, and so there I was last night. I'm watching that game. First of all, it was a good game. So that helped. I mean, that, it's not totally me desperately, clinging to something that's dying. It was a good game. It went to overtime. It was a real good game. And so there was a back and forth going on. There was a comeback. They're all in this, those two teams for what they are. It was well executed. But I caught myself, and it was somewhere in the fourth quarter while I was watching that I went, oh, it's happening. Look at you. Christy's like, I'm going to bed. Oh, I'll be there when the game ends. Who's playing? And you have to say it out loud. Western Michigan and Ball State, they're tied. Do you think our wives and girlfriends are like, oh, God, texting their friends in bed like, he's out watching the Ball State Western Michigan game?
I think there's probably a little bit of that, but, I mean, it just seamlessly rides right on into hockey season for me or the NFL playoffs, so it's just like it never ends. And then when hockey season's over, the playoffs are done in June, well, it's baseball season.
Yeah.
It's just, it's one after the next. But I will say I think my phone gets no more of a workout, not even when we're in Florida State football season, than when it is bowl mania and we're in bowl pools, the confidence pools.
Oh, yeah,
because there's a lot of money on the line, and you've got to be shopping or getting around with your family, all that kind of stuff in this region. And if it's 2 o'clock on a Thursday, but the Boca Bowl is being played, I need score updates about the Boca Bowl every 10 minutes.
Of course you do. There's good money on the line here. We bet every one of those bowl games.
Well, it was my 38 confidence game, dude. I got to know what's going on. Is BYU taking care of business against Duke?
It caught me up. It cracked me up last night. I did. I at least I was self-aware enough to catch myself in the act. I wasn't, it wasn't even like one of those things where I was having a beer and, like you get distracted because you have a couple beers and you're just not thinking and you're kind of vegging out watching the game. Oh, this is nice. This is pleasant. Me just having a beer, watching the game. Kids are in bed. I'm not being distracted. I could just enjoy the kind of the tempo of a football game and how it's played and get into the rhythm of that, No, it wasn't that. I didn't have anything to drink. I was just sitting there chilling. Wasn't eating anything. Wasn't really doing anything. Just watching the football game. But then it was at the moment that my wife said she was going to bed that I did the, what are you doing? I'm watching the game. Who's playing? Well, Western Michigan and Ball State. It was almost like she knew just asking that question.
Well, and I think the last 2 years puts you in a position where anything other than our game is fun because you're not having any watching our games. So you need more fun in your life because the one thing that was fun for a long time, a really long time.
It's gone. Yeah.
It's long gone.
Well, let me say this, though. Tonight's game, I'd probably watch even if I wasn't desperately clinging to the hope that football could last forever, even though it does not. Buffalo is a high-scoring bunch that has done me right this season.
A one-loss team or something
They're
like that?
9-1.
Yeah,
They light up the scoreboard. And Ohio is not a bad – these two teams I'm a little partial to if you've paid attention. I like these
You like
teams.
the Bobcats.
I like these teams. But you don't have to like them just to think to yourself, I'll watch this game. One team's averaging 37 points a game this year. The other's averaging 39. They're going to put some points on the board tonight.
A little 4-hour special.
You may want to check out the over. You may want to see what kind of fun and games we're going to have around here tonight. But I'll be watching. In Athens, Ohio, 37 degrees. The other reason
Athens, Ohio.
The other reason that I kind of have a soft spot for Ohio is the caliber of player I was. They recruited me.
Ah. But don't they wear pretty tidy looking uniforms?
The green and
yeah,
gold.
It's like the forest green.
Yeah, it's really nice.
But they have a version, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, that looks like the Ole Miss uniform. That's, the navy and white, with the stripes on the shoulders.
Yeah,
but it's just the forest green.
It's just a forest green.
With a white Ohio helmet.
Well, and I'm a fan of forest green and white anyhow. Like, we both like the Michigan State uniforms, which are just insanely beautiful.
It's the Power 3. It's forest green, navy blue, and some kind of burgundy.
Yeah. Oh, forget about Regal.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. So I'll be watching that game tonight. But I have to own up to it. It was a form of desperation last night that saw me watching that game. Even knowing it was on, I was kind of proud of myself to just know that was on. I actually walked through the door and was hanging out and had, we were all talking, me and the kids and everybody, and then they were getting ready to read and go to bed. That's what they do before they go to bed. They finish their homework or they read or whatever. And then I go, ooh, football's starting. I knew. I also knew the Lightning were playing, so I thought I'm going to do the little boom, boom, back and forth thing.
I missed that bad boy.
You were out cold, huh?
Yeah, oh, definitely.
By the way,
we outplayed them, but it was just hockey.
Hockey being hockey. It's 2-1 the last I saw. We were trailing, and I
you outchance them, you outshoot them, you
all
outpossess them, all that
freaking
stuff.
Hockey. What are you gonna do?
We had 2 posts in the last minute.
Glad I wasn't watching.
Yeah, so am I. So am I.
Would have hurt my feelings. I will say it's not part of Big Daddy's I mean, we can't just incorporate the umbrella for everything to be under Big Daddy. Jeff is telling you tonight to take Buffalo as a dog because I'm kind of surprised that they are. The last I saw, they were a dog, and I thought, really? Why are they a dog in this game? I know they're on the road, but
maybe Ohio's better.
I don't think so.
You sure?
Yeah, no.
Did all the research on that?
No, I have looked at these two teams. They play similar opponents and like-minded. Buffalo I think is better. I like Buffalo. Take Buffalo tonight. You know what's sad? Is this another revelation? Like, why do you know that?
I was just like, how do you know that much about Ohio to know if they're good or bad relative to Buffalo?
But Ohio's been on the ledger this year. They've been on the card. They've been on the placard. I've watched them. And you know what? This weekend, there's a lot. This is going to be fun this weekend. Be listening over the next couple of days. There are a lot of things going on here.
Maybe tomorrow, precisely around 3:05.
A lot of things going on here is all I'm saying. You know what I haven't done? Let me do this because I think this is interesting too. Let's go ahead while we're talking about it. Here you go. I'm going to pull up my most recent of the games here. By the way, Ohio is favored by 2.5. I got that right. I'm getting plus 125 on the money line for Buffalo tonight. You damn right I am. All right. So here's what time do we play on Saturday? I don't even know anymore.
3:30.
That's a legitimate thing I didn't even know. And we got to do the pregame.
And it's noon for Florida.
I knew that was noon. That makes sense that'd be noon.
We get Beth Mowins, Anthony Becht, and Rocky Boyman this weekend on the call. So if Rocky is on top of the Capitol building and he's showing us the vista, and then they have us in the game in the top right corner, we're going to score a touchdown. Because when he was on the Steamboat, we scored the touchdown to Tamorrion Terry against Louisville.
Plus 1.5 at home is what the Noles are getting right now against Boston College.
Mm-hmm.
Let that sink in for a second. Getting points at home late in the year against BC. Good God, man.
Those fighting Adazios. Vegas knows that they will care, but will we?
Well, that's the biggest question of the week. That's what we were arguing about yesterday on Headlines. What we were talking about on Monday, you and I, when we were talking about what to expect. Most of the people that have contacted me this week, whether I know them, don't know them, they're listeners, somebody I've run into, you name it, are under the impression that we will not come out to play at all. I haven't met a single soul that thinks we're going to come out to play. I think we're going to come out to play. I think we're going to show up, and I think we're going to play hard. I don't know if we'll win because we can't block. We can't block, hard to win. Hey, where have you heard that before? But I think we'll show up, and I think we'll ball. We'll play hard. And you know what? It's not quite like the Red Sox, not like Kevin Millar, but don't let us win this Saturday.
Oh, God.
Don't let us win this Saturday, buddy. Because we win this Saturday, get ready to get your bowl shoes on,
That's
baby.
right.
Let's
That's right.
go bowling.
And then we get a rematch with Southern Miss in Shreveport.
All right. And this time I'll go. I'll freaking go. I'll be so proud of this sorry-ass team to become bowl eligible. Are you kidding? Last year's team, what a joke. This year's team, if this group goes bowling, they have nobody that would start for any other offensive line in this conference. Every one of those sorry asses would never start for anybody else, including Duke. And if they go bowling, I'm in. Let's go. Let's celebrate this 6-6 campaign. Woo! I'll be there in Shreveport. I'll be the lone Knoll.
You'll do it.
Waving the flag.
I'm
going.
Another 20-degree game, but this one in Shreveport.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I'll go. I'll be so damn proud of them. Going bowling. This bunch is garbage, and we go bowling? Really? That would be the one thing you could hold on to for this season. It's not a lot. It's not a lot these days. The bar has been so lowered where if we just go to a bowl, we're like Duke now. We're like a lot of these programs where, what? You're telling me we could go bowling? We're a little bit like Hawaii. Hawaii's win total before the year was 3. They got 6 wins. They're going bowling.
Wow, they doubled up. There was the sleeper in Vegas.
Yeah, well, it was. They I think it was 3.5, over under 3.5. They've got 6, and they had it by the end of September. They're not fooling around. Why? But now they've lost 4 straight. So they've
probably mid-October.
Yeah.
Did they play some games in August?
They played the first game. They played that Colorado State game early. Remember, they won that game. So
yeah.
I think they were almost at the they were over, is what I mean. They were over the 3.5.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, in September. No.
They were 6-0.
No. They didn't have 6. They were over the 3.5 in September.
Right.
That's boom.
Yeah.
You talk about the easiest
Put
wager
your
of
feet
all
up.
time. Yeah. But anyhow, the point would be that that those are the teams that that great pride in going to a bowl. That's us these days. Could we go bowling? Us? Really? We're going to go to a bowl? All right. Last year it was Shreveport. This year it's Shreveport. All right. I don't know if it would be Shreveport. Would it be Shreveport? Have you looked at bowl projections?
Oh, no. I have not.
Are you guys out there looking at bowl projections? Get ready. I'm telling you, Saturday at around 6:30, start looking at bowl projections, kids.
We'll be playing the game after the SEC championship game on Championship Saturday.
Maybe we'll play in St. Pete.
Send them right there. It's like, here you go. Just kick off. It'll be 10 p.m. That's Saturday of championship weekend. That's our first bowl of the season.
We'll play down there in St. Pete at the Dome and the Buffalo Blue Cheese something and get out. Yeah, here we go. Running out with the
Florida
wings.
State FIU. Let's do this thing.
Should be close. Could be a war. Could be a war in that matchup right there. But anyhow, there is football on tonight, and I'm willing to watch it. I think there's more than. There's another good game on this week. I can't remember. Is that tonight too? Am I looking at this wrong? NIU, Northern Illinois, who, by the way, that's now a good win for us.
Is it?
They've won like 4 straight. Their defense has been dominating. They're taking on Miami of Ohio. We got football.
A lot of Ohio love going on.
Hang on to what little football you got, kids.
Tallahassee has always loved the Corner Pocket Bar and Grill on Appalachia Parkway for its delicious food, cold drinks, and Vegas wall of 8 50-inch flat-screen TVs. Now, the Corner Pocket gives you a new reason to start off every week at the CP, Monday Night Mania. Enjoy 50-cent wings and $5 domestic pitchers of beer every Monday night from 7:30 till 11 p.m. That's right, 50-cent wings and $5 domestic pitchers as you enjoy Monday night on the Gridiron. The Corner Pocket Bar and Grill and Monday Mania. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-519-TERM. 866-519-TERM. 866-519-TERM.
What gives one company the edge over another? Maybe it's not one thing. Maybe it's taking care of lots of things that help a business run smoothly. In other words, Cintas. Cintas has products that help your people stay safe and apparel programs that convey the right image. They service fire protection equipment, deliver and stock restroom supplies, and make sure facilities are clean and ready. Because when all those things work together, you're in business.
Oh, I'm ready!
Get Cintas and get ready for the workday.
Hi, Chris Kraft for Kraft Nissan, and the 2019s are arriving every day, including the all-new 2019 Altima. Pick 6 Savings has almost cleared out the 2018 Altimas, but we still have a good selection of 2018 Rogues, Pathfinders, and Muranos that are all $6,000 off. All 2018 Sentras are $4,000 off, and we have over 40 to choose from. 2018 Versa S 5-speeds are $11,995, and 2018 Versa S Plus Automatics are $13,995. And we've extended the $10,000 off all 2018 Titan and Titan XD, regular cabs, extended cabs, crew cabs, gas or Cummins diesel. All 2018 Titans are $10,000 off, and we will give you $2,000 over Kelly Blue Book for your trade. That's $10,000 off all Titans and $2,000 over Kelly Blue Book for your trade, or a total of $12,000 in discounts on every Titan we sell. But you better hurry. The 2018s are going fast. Kraft Nissan on Mahan Drive between Academy Sports and Costco. Prices include dealer preparation charge.
Jackson Hewitt has big news. The no-fee refund advance just got bigger. Now you could get up to $3,200 today. Go to Jackson Hewitt and you could get up to $3,200 with a bigger-than-ever no-fee refund advance 0% APR loan. Don't delay. Go to Jackson Hewitt today and you could get up to $3,200. Optional tax refund loan provided by Medevac, not the actual tax refund. You can e-file without applying. Fees for other optional products may apply. Availability and loan amount subject to conditions and locations. Bigger is a comparison to the maximum loan amounts previously available for the refund advance at Jackson Hewitt. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Headed to the new Gordos, 'cause Eddie hit a home run just like the old Gordos. Ooh.
Jeff, I'm sitting right here, man. Why do you always speak about me in the third person?
Loving the new Gordos.
You got to quit singing, man.
Got the outside deck. When the weather shifts, I'm going to sit outside at the new Gordos.
Are we ever going to get there? Can you speed up, please?
Lots of TVs.
1460 Market Street.
Woohoo.
Broadcasting live from the AmeriGas Propane Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Coming up next, you'll want to stay tuned. Of course, you always do. We always have something coming up for you in the way of either live sports that we carry for you here on 97.9 ESPN Radio and or other special interest shows, including local fare like we have tonight with the Front Row Knowles. And I'm looking forward to it. I want to hear what their thoughts are on the current state of affairs.
We also do have live sports. We'll be joining in progress at 7 o'clock. And
the big college football game I was just talking about?
No, it's Villanova, Michigan on the basketball court.
Villanova lost like every single player on their team. And Beeline's, of course, a great coach at Michigan. But it's a game I want to watch because they'll both be good. It's not like they don't recruit a bunch of blue chips. That's actually an early season matchup that, with college basketball, when you're trying to get a gauge for what people are or are not. This offseason when I was hosting College Sports Saturday, I had the good fortune of welcoming in a lot of college basketball experts, especially specific to conferences, Tom. And so I would learn because I didn't know any more than anybody else who would be in this market not caring about Villanova, Michigan. I mean, you know enough to know who the top 25, top 30 programs are in America. Mm-hmm. But in terms of the ebbs and flows of recruiting and who's going where and who, what assistant coach is leaving to take this other mid-major job and all that, I don't know that stuff. So I learned a lot about all that Villanova was going to lose.
Well, they're still
Michigan too.
number 8 in the country, and they're favored by 7 points tonight on home court.
Michigan is?
No, Villanova.
Oh, yeah.
Villanova's favored by 7 with all of the attrition they've had.
They just.
Are they a machine? They tip off at 6:30, so we'll be joining that in the first half, late in the first half.
I'm going to watch that. I'll watch that tonight before I go and do Beyond the Tips on SiriusXM. Looking forward to that tonight. Me and Trey Jones, a little college golf talk, pro golf talk. We'll do it up. Right now they're in their off-season workout. That's those guys going to war on their bodies these days. Golf's changed crazy, man.
Yeah, it's much different than it used to be.
I get a glimpse.
Like
Trey
the exercise would be walking the course.
Right. No, not anymore. No, there's a whole lot of fluid movement and obviously anything that can get you to to be flexible to the point where.
So they have benchmarks that they have to hit.
Mm-hmm, it's like year round.
Wow.
There ain't no screwing around. You come in all flabby there, you're sitting. Like those guys have to go to war on their bodies in the offseason.
Son, you have to be able to wear an extra small by the time we tee off.
I don't know if it's that. You can be fat, but you got to be flexible fat.
Yeah.
A lot of golfers are flexible fat. John Daly's a flexible dude. He's a fat ass, but he gets it back there.
He's like that fat yoga guy.
Yeah.
The fat yogi.
You're like, look at this guy.
Look at this guy. I'm trying to take a class, and this guy's got a pot belly in his way.
And he's better than me at
and
this.
He could do eagle.
Yeah, it'll break your heart. I'll save this for another time. I was going to say something. Instead, I want to say this. We didn't bring it up earlier. Well, to the extent that I wanted to bring it up anyhow. Now, you see where, every time that the NFL announces that they're going to move a game or they're going to have a game somewhere else, I always raise my eyebrows, this trying to globalize football. I don't think it's the same as basketball. I don't think you can really do it. And they keep trying to do it, and I get it's the ad dollars and all that stuff. But there seems to be a persistent problem with this situation. And that problem is that the fields are never okay, where they send these guys to play games. And we get into this a lot with Thursday night football and not caring about people's health and not caring about players' well-being and how the players' union should probably step up and say, no, we're not going to do that anymore. We're not doing this nonsense. Clearly you don't care about us at all. Well, man, the game of the year is Rams-Chiefs, and it was scheduled to be played in Mexico City. And 2 weeks ago, they started sending out pictures because they had a Shakira concert there. Who the hell is going to see Shakira? People in Mexico City.
People in Mexico City.
I mean,
absolutely.
Good Lord. Who's like, oh, my God, honey, get your tickets. We got to go. Anyhow, so a lot of people went to the Shakira concert, which, again,
Impressive on Shakira's part to be, you got to perform at altitude. That's a hell of a thing.
it's just, there is another world of people buying shows to concerts of people that I can't fathom. I know I'm being an elitist jerk, but seriously, who in their right mind has ever said, let's go see Shakira? If you told me, let's go watch Shakira do yoga, okay, I'm in. But perform, like sing? Right. No, we're good here.
I think everybody in the state of Florida would say, well, why would the other 50% vote for that guy? Everybody in the state would say that, though.
Yeah, but it's
They'd
not.
say, what?
Yeah, but it's
what?
not. Yeah, but it's not 50-50 on Shakira. It's Shakira. I mean, sweet Jesus.
Well, all you need is like 5%, but if 5% love them some Shakira, she's going to sell out a place.
In Mexico City, but not like Toledo.
Well, she's not playing Toledo.
I'd like to see the Shakira tour. I want to know where she's going. Mexico City, Mexico City,
look
Mexico
up her tour
City,
dates?
Mexico City. Where is Shakira going these days? Where is Shakira going that they're selling out big-ass stadiums? She was just playing a big-ass stadium. And so many people showed up, they ruined the field, along with a bunch of other reasons.
All right, so it's the El Dorado World Tour.
Yeah, she was playing.
It must have been the last one, sir. There are no upcoming tour dates.
Well, it's shocking because she played Mexico City, and then next year she'll play Mexico City. So, because I'm sitting here thinking, Estadio Azteca, she's filling that place.
So it was a 2-month tour.
Mm-hmm.
All
in
was
Mexico
more.
City.
Show all the dates. Excuse me. Oh wow. Okay. So she played from everywhere from Los Angeles to Lyon, France. Germany, Belgium, UK, France again. A little Luxembourg action for that ass.
Right.
Switzerland, Portugal, Spain. A lot of Spain. A little bit of Turkey. She went to Istanbul. She played at the Vodafone Park.
A park.
She went to Lebanon.
Okay.
Canada, New York City, Washington, D.C., Orlando, the Amway Center. She played the Amway Center.
Makes a lot of sense to go to Orlando.
She played the BB&T at
down
Sunrise.
Down in Miami. Okay, so far in America, go ahead.
She had 2 nights at the American Airlines Arena in Miami. Then she played the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Phoenix, L.A., Anaheim, Las Vegas.
I mean, listen, her tour, the people booking the tour know the deal.
And then there was 5 Mexican tour dates in the last 3 weeks of her tour.
Here's what I don't understand. This all comes back to something else. I don't really care so much about the Shakira tour. I just don't understand how.
It's a lot of places.
I'd like to know how many of those are sold out, and I'd also like to know how big those venues are. The Azteca's huge, right?
The biggest.
So what I want to know.
Many people. Yeah. So many.
So here's what I would tell you. They were having to monitor the field. This game, which is, like I said, the biggest of the year that everybody's excited to watch, is a Monday Night Football game. It's rapidly we're less than a week out, and they just now.
Right. Well, admittedly,
Roger Goodell is a dumbass.
Well,
how many times do we have to watch this?
The NFL had no idea that this would be the game of the season when they first scheduled it for Azteca.
Well, sure they didn't, but the point is, they've known for how many months that game's, for how long that game's been playing there. 3 weeks ago, they knew this was shaping up to be the game of the year. More importantly, that field is a mess, and they knew that the Shakira date was more than 10 days ago.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how Roger Goodell continues to be employed. Remember the Hall of Fame game? Remember that field?
Well, they're declaring the UK a success. Ticket sales were up this year.
Those fields are always a mess. Do you remember the Hall of Fame game where they had to rip up the turf and cancel that game?
Yep.
When you think about all the things that have happened under his watch.
There's a ceremony on the field. What are you doing?
Yeah, when you think of all the things in his time that I continue to laugh about. When I'm looking, I'm just continuing. I always mark these things down if I have a topic I want to talk about. I have 15 things. The concussion stuff, they mismanaged, of course. That's a pretty big deal.
Yes.
That's a fairly big deal.
It is a fairly big deal, but I don't know that Goodell's calling the shots there. I think it's the will of the owners to keep this train rolling. And whatever he has to do to be the fall guy, he's the fall guy.
Yeah, no, I get that, but lying about it repeatedly, the same way you lied about the, Ray Rice tape.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we can keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a slew of these things.
He knows what cheeks to kiss. I'm just saying. I mean, he goes toe-to-toe with Jerry Jones, and still he has a job. That tells you that he's found favor with many others of those 32.
He's probably pissed off 2 of the biggest owners in sport.
Yeah.
What pictures?
But it shows you if you have a majority in the room, and the numbers keep going up.
And but they would continue to go up anyhow. It's not like he's engineering this amazing PR boon where somehow the NFL gains popularity because of his intellectual prowess. I mean, they're not getting better because Roger Goodell's sitting around with great PR moves and advertising campaigns.
Hey, man, hashtag salute to service, okay? They raised over $5 million, so there you go.
Oh, boy. We could pick that apart for a while, but we don't have time.
The money's real, though, which is good.
Well, the money is real, right? It is good. God, but I can't even.
Well, I said this on my Listen To podcast. So many people listen to the Joe Bolts Fan podcast. But hockey, when they do Hockey Fights Cancer, you can see the heart of the league. The NBA, for their outreach programs that they have, you can see,
you
man.
can see it, yeah.
The advocacy, the players are empowered to be a part of the process, and you can feel that. I mean, when I was going to games in the early to mid-'90s for hockey, they had Hockey Fights Cancer in those days, and they've continued it all the way through, and it feels like a part of the league. When the NFL does anything at all,
it feels very corporate.
You feel the dollar signs. You don't feel the emotion.
Well, but that was revealed to be true.
Yeah.
Of course. They were paid to do those things.
But even in revising and moving forward, you would think there would be an effort.
Yeah, those are recruitment exercises as opposed to heartfelt salutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, all the leagues were
which
paid
makes it
for.
even worse.
I just mean when the NFL does anything for cancer, again, the ends in this moment, I think they do justify a little bit of the means, but the birthing process, all you see is a briefcase. You don't feel the actual impact of the moment the way you do in other sports leagues.
Well, and then the worst part about that is because once you get a glimpse of what they were doing behind the scenes and taking credit for it, even though they were being paid to do so, and it wasn't born out of some altruistic...
Right, they're not presenting it as a paid-for sponsorship.
Right, they don't do that at all. So then what happens with a guy like me, which is my fault, the second that they start in on that, which is every freaking game, every week, because they love to wrap themselves in the American flag all the time because they know it's the easiest string to pull because idiots will go, oh, they care, and they don't care. But every time I watch that, I get turned off. I'm like, okay, I'm not watching this. And there's like a legitimate salute to some dude who legitimately served.
Who deserves it.
Yeah, who deserves it.
Yes.
But I'm already like so jaded by the NFL's falsehoods that I can't. Yeah.
Like the Pizza Hut accuracy throwing contest.
Right.
You know? And you're like, oh, well, this is heartfelt. But still, I will say, no matter what league does it and how much we know that the reasons behind the scenes are not
because they're getting
clear.
paid, sure.
When they do the family reuniting things,
it's awesome.
It doesn't matter
Well,
because
listen,
it matters
that's a
to
real,
that family.
Right, it's a family being actually reunited.
Yes.
Yes, I don't care the reasons.
You don't care that money is changing hands to make this happen behind the scenes.
Right. It's sad that that is the reason the NFL did it, but I can still legitimately be excited for those families and that soldier. Sure.
Yeah.
All right, that's a hell of a way to end the show. Front row knows. Good stuff. Stay tuned to that. And then later, after that, Michigan-Villanova basketball. That'll be a good game. I want to see that. In addition to the football that's on tonight. What a good week. You'll be feeling better by tomorrow. Maybe by Friday?
We'll see, yeah.
We got a remote Friday. You got to buck up, soldier.
A lot of water.
Good work out of you. Good work, Matthew. Be well, everybody. Have a good night. Stay tuned. Again, Front Row Knowles up next.